Welcome in. How you doing? I guess I could talk to people because I know I'm running 3 minutes of ads right now. This is the first time I'm gonna try this. I'm running 3 minutes because it should disable it for an hour. So anybody that comes after the first 3 minutes will get no ads for the rest of the stream. But we'll see. Because I've been talking to people about how they want me to do ads because I've heard some people like watching one some people like watching one pre-roll, right? And then I don't run any ads after that. So like when you come into my channel, you watch one ad and then none again. And then hi Flair, thank you for the raid. I'm sorry if you guys are in ad hell. I'll say sorry if you because people say that they don't like when pre-rolls come in because if they raid like Flair just did, they'll get an ad. But then I know some people that I know, so like for me, when someone runs ads like every hour for 3 minutes, I usually tune out, right? So I don't know what the best balance is. So I was talking to people about like what they thought, and I do want to know everybody's opinion, especially if they are subbed and not subbed. Like I know that's literally the only demographic, but I want to know the opinions because if people are subbed and they're like, no, run ads all the time, right? And then the people that are not subbed are like, do not run ads all the time. Obviously, one person's opinion is not more worth over the other. Everybody's part of the community. But if it's affecting the people that aren't subbed the most, then maybe we should listen to the people that aren't subbed first, then listen to the people that are subbed, because the people that are subbed ultimately don't care unless they've only subbed once or got gifted a sub. I want to know people's opinions based on what's going to affect them, because at the end of the day, I give no shit about the money. It is all about getting people having people have an enjoyable time on the stream. So like ads for me, it's fully has nothing to do with money. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the first annual Game Awards. If you guys have no idea what this is, hi. I like pre-rolls and then don't run set ads. I like that too, but I want to know everybody else's opinion because I've heard people be like, I hate when you have pre-rolls. We talked a little bit about this, but for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is UnchainedAwesome, Unchained. You can call me Chain, you can call me Masu, you can call me Unchained, whatever you like. So we're in the pre-show right now, if you guys will, so we can chat for a little bit. But if you guys will, this is a little bit of an explanation. If you guys don't know what we're doing here, this is the first ever Unchained Game Awards. It was inspired by my friend. One second, I'm drifting. It was inspired by my friend's idea. He made a Game Awards last year for just himself, talking about the games he liked, and he shared it with me and my friends. And I thought that was a really cool idea because one of the main issues I have with the real Game Awards, quote unquote, the real Game Awards, is that 9 times out of 10, there's probably at least like 20 games, if not more, that I have never played. So sometimes you get up to like a thing like best game of the year, and you're like, oh, I wonder what the best game of the year is. Is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be that? Oh, I love this game this year. Oh, this game came out this year. It was so great. And the four are just games maybe you've heard of one and haven't played it, because it's impossible to play every single game that comes out. It's physically impossible. So what my friend's idea was to make a Game Awards of all the games that he played this year. So it doesn't matter if the game came out this year, last year, whenever, as long as the game was played, it is eligible for different awards. And so that is an idea that I'm kind of stealing from him, so I can uh do my own. And I thought it would be a fun way to have a video. Also, I'm gonna send him, because he asked me uh sorry, I'm texting him because he's like, text me when you're doing it. And I was like, oh yeah, I should probably do that. So this is basically just a fun little show to celebrate gaming, because I also think that the problem with the Game Awards in general is that when someone wins an award like a game, everybody's like, "Oh, that game shouldn't have won. It should have been this game." Oh, and then like it kind of spawns more like anger, I feel like, than celebration of the games, which what it should be is just like a celebration. People should be happy. So I thought I would do my own game awards, and it would be a little thing. And if you guys watch my game awards and go, "Oh no, what, that game won? I think that game should have won," then I implore you to make your own game awards and share what you guys think was your favorite games of whatever, you know, whatever category you think is worthwhile. That's the whole point. I'm not the be all end all master of correctly choosing video games as being this, that, or the other, but I think that I just want to share some of the games that I enjoyed playing this year and celebrate the games and the hard people that work on these games, the hard people, the hard workers that make these games. I wanted to share it. So this stream is going to be, I was actually gonna pin this, but maybe I won't because now I'm lazy. But this stream is gonna be a lot of me talking. It's gonna be not a lot of me interacting with chat right now. It's just gonna be me going through stuff and talking about it. And basically how it will be is I will introduce whatever category it is. I will display the top four of the year that I think, and then we will introduce the winner, and I will talk to you guys a little bit about the game that won and why I feel like they deserve to win that one, and we'll talk a little bit about it. And maybe I'll talk about some of the other games in between, but basically this is just a way to celebrate games and talk about games and have a little bit of fun. And if you guys want to share your opinions or who you think should win specific awards, feel free to type it in chat. I will be looking at the chat, and if something comes up, I will obviously, we can take a break and we can talk about it, but I just want to let you guys know that I'm not going to be constantly like leaning over. I don't even have like follow alerts on or anything. So if someone follows, I'll get to it at the end and thank everyone at the end. I don't know how long this will go for, and I don't even know if this will be a cool idea, but I appreciate anybody stopping by and giving this a chance because I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I put a decent amount of work into it. I won't say a lot. I won't say a lot of work because that would maybe be a little bit of a lie, but I think it's at least like a little bit of work, you know. So if anybody has any questions, statements, or comments, feel free to leave them now. If not, I think we might get into it. I got a lot of things I have to focus on as well. I gotta rub my belly and pat my head at certain points. So if I mess up, apologies, and let me know if any of the audio does not sound. Actually, let's get this out of the way. Does the audio on this sound good? How's it going, Burning Lava? Let me know if the audio on this sounds good. If it's too loud, too quiet, let me know. Because I can turn it down. I can turn it like to here. And then it will do that, and then that. So let me know how that sounds. Are there actually, thank you so much, Fearless. I did want to point out this. Fearless asks a great question. Is there replayability in categories? And so the categories are, there's a lot of different categories. And what I did for each category was I tried to limit, people can only be eligible to upwards to 5 categories. And then I tried to limit to 3 winners, or like you can only win 3 categories, and you can only be nominated for 5. That was what I was trying to do. I actually might have gone like lower than what I was expecting, but I just basically didn't want it to be like a jerk off contest where I'm just, going, oh, this game won this game, and this game won this, and this game won that, and da 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 da. And it's just one game winning 1,000 awards. So, because then it wouldn't be that interesting. That would just be me hyping up my favorite game of the year. So there are some categories that will have, like, some games will win multiple categories, and some games will be nominated for multiple categories, but I tried to limit it as much as possible. And some may win more than 3, and some may be nominated for more than 5. But I did my best to try and limit it. I sort of didn't count, and you guys can tell me how you guys also tell me, give me your criticisms of anything at the end of this. Let me know if what you change, what you'd add, etc. and so forth. But one of the things that I tried to do was I tried to limit the I didn't necessarily count character awards. So there are a handful of character awards like best antagonist, best protagonist, funniest character or whatever. There were some awards that I didn't count as like that goes to their three, because if it's best character, the game didn't necessarily win that. It's the character and the actor that would have won that, but we're just doing it as a character. And then I think there maybe is one or two, I can't remember, category that is like something that was directly affected by us, right? So I don't really want to spoil it, but there's one that's like this award, the winner of this award, because, well, I guess there's two. There's the Viewer's Choice Award, and there's one where there's another one. And those two I didn't count towards that because those are like special awards, and those are awards that aren't necessarily because the game has won a specific category. It's because either you guys have selected it or another external reason, like we made it funny, so it's gonna win this award. It's not necessarily through the merit of the game to win that award. That is what I selected. Is there any categories that are more unusual or wouldn't be in professional versions of the show? Yes, there are. There was gonna be more. There was a category that I took out because I had like 50 categories by the end of this. I think I have like somewhere up to 40 to 30 now, but I don't actually know how many categories I have. I wanted to make sure to have enough. I wanted to have at least 20, and then I just kept adding them. But there was some that I felt redundant, like when I was asking friends for ideas, one of them was best game to be made in that should be made into a movie. And that's a really cool category, and I like that category, but I just felt like that was like fluff almost. I didn't feel like that really added anything, but there are definitely unusual ones. Not a ton. And if you guys have ideas for next year, I'd absolutely love to take them. If you guys like a specific category, you don't like a specific category, if you think some categories are too samey, let me know. Because I tried my best to not have ones that overlapped and have ones that are pretty different, but there can be some overlapping to it, if that makes sense. Uh, so we can. I think unless you guys have any extremely pressing matters, I think we can start. But if anything else happens or comes up, feel free to tell me. The bad part is I'm probably gonna be looking at this, but also the good part is all the text is gonna look over in this direction, so it's gonna be looking like I'm looking at the text. But I'm gonna try and look forward because I tend to. This is me looking at chat, so I tend to do that. So I'm gonna try and look forward like I'm talking to you guys directly. I'm staring into your souls, if you will. But I think we're gonna get into the first category. In the first category, so let's start this off professionally, I guess. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever annual Unchained Game Awards. I will be your host for the evening, UnchainedAwesome, and we are going to start off with the first award for the year. The first award is arguably one of the most important awards, and one of the awards I wanted to get out first, just in case you guys can't stick around for the whole thing. The first award for the evening is going to be the Viewers' Choice Awards, meaning this is an award given to games. The top 4 games were voted by you, the people. There was actually quite a bit of voting, a lot more than I thought was going to get voted on, and I really appreciate the viewer input, and I thought this was a really fun one. So let's see who our nominees are. The first nominee for the Viewers' Choice Award is WWE 2K23. Minecraft. So, I'm flubbing this already. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Okay, that didn't. Okay. I have a whole combo I have to remember. And Yakuza Like a Dragon. Alright. And the winner for the Viewer's Choice Award is WWE 2K23. WWE 2K23 clinches it out for the Viewer's Choice Award. Actually, a very surprising my chat fucked with me so goddamn hard. It's not even funny. That fucked me over. I got so confused. Okay. Some of you may be wondering why this is an empty box. But no, okay. Sorry, my chat just caught me off guard crazy. I started panicking. But yeah, WWE 2K23 was the Viewer's Choice Award, which I felt was actually a very interesting an interesting pick, because this is not one that I would expect from the Viewer's Choice Awards, or from the Viewer's Choice, but it does make a lot of sense. Also, I think, yeah, I gotta do that. I think that WWE 2K23 is a game that I could see a lot of the viewers watching and enjoying, because it is a game that I give a lot of snuff to. I give a lot of my critiques, my opinions to. And obviously, I think the game is a very good game for what it is. It has a lot of problems, but at the end of the day, we should celebrate that this game, even for all of its flaws, we have spent hours and had hours of entertainment playing this game. And it's not even that we're not even playing the game. We are simulating WWE. So I think WWE 2K23 is a well-deserved game for the Viewer's Choice Award. Congratulations on winning, and we do appreciate you, even though we may get frustrated at you. That is the first award given out, is the Viewer's Choice Award, WWE 2K23. As we will move on to the next award. The next award is the Best Narrative. When it comes to a video game, the one thing that really grips you is the narrative. That is the story, that is the story that the game is telling, to pull you into the world and make you care about the characters. Without a narrative, there is no story, there is no characters, there is no reason for you to play the game. When it's a story game, you know what I mean? I guess I shouldn't say no reason to play a game, because some games don't have narratives, but a narrative can be a huge factor on what makes a game a good game versus a bad game. A bad narrative can pull a good game down, and a good narrative can rise a mediocre game out of the water. So, our next award is Best Narrative. And the first nominee for Best Narrative is Yakuza Like a Dragon, once again. The second nominee for Best Narrative is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Future Connected. Third is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And the final one for Best Narrative is Poke Rogue. I will say that before we announce the winner, I will say Poke Rogue may be a little bit of a strange pick for Best Narrative, but I felt that narratively the game is very good. It has a very little story, but I do think that what little story it has carries it, and the narrative of you getting to the ending, I feel like, is a story in and of itself. So this one is a bit of a strange one to go up against something like Yakuza Like a Dragon, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Future Connected, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but I felt like this game definitely deserved to be given some recognition for the story that it tells through your gameplay, a different type of narrative, if you will. Not exactly a story, but a narrative in and of itself. And the winner for Best Narrative in the first annual UnchainedAwesome Game Awards is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Future Connected. Now, I have a lot to say about Xenoblade Chronicles. A lot of controversial opinions about Xenoblade Chronicles. But I must say that I didn't I didn't necessarily have what I felt like I was gonna have playing Xenoblade Chronicles. However, I felt that Xenoblade Chronicles Future Connected had such a fun story, and it really ended off the game for me with a good feeling. I've thoroughly enjoyed this DLC, and I felt that it deserved Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I give a hard time, and I feel like it deserves some recognition on my list. We finished Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition this year at the beginning of this year, and we finished Future Connected after that. And I felt that this game deserves some love and recognition, and I believe that the narrative is, as much as all four of those are games that I think deserve to win this award, I think Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Future Connected is the one that's going to take it for me this year. I think that this was a beautiful way to end the character's story. I think it was I don't know. I just felt the story was really good. I felt bringing back the old characters in this game without spoiling anything, right? I feel like this game has had a very good ending, very good characters, and a fun story. I also should preface this. I should have prefaced this at the beginning. That there will be obviously some spoilers in this, and I should have some spoiler warnings available for you. And I will try to limit spoilers as much as possible. But with how this is, it is how it's gonna be. It's life. We're talking about this. If you don't want to hear anything about a specific game, I will do my best to not spoil story points. But if you guys don't want to hear something about the game, if you see it on screen, best to mute for a little bit. But we'll move on to our next award. The next award, moving on to from narrative, is of course best ending. You can't have a narrative without an ending, and if you don't have an ending to your narrative, it's probably not a good narrative. Endings can, like I say before, ruin, destroy, twist and turn stories apart. A good ending, whether a good ending is something that brings you joy, brings you sadness, or just brings you a sense of finality, happiness that it is over, the ending evoking emotion is something that really can carry a game to the next level. So the nominees for best ending are Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD Remastered, Gotham Knights, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I pressed the wrong button. Yakuza Like a Dragon. And Golf with Friends. And the winner is... But actually, before we say the winner, unless I messed up the slides, and this is the winner, we will say honorable mentions for best ending. The honorable mention is Yakuza 6 Song of Life. I gotta give Yakuza 6 Song of Life honorable mentions. We finished this game last year, before we even thought of this idea. We finished it basically the last possible day we could, because I wanted to play Yakuza Like a Dragon this year, Year of the Dragon, and this had one of the best endings of all time for a Yakuza game. It was emotional. It was the culmination of every single Yakuza game before it and gave a perfect ending that I didn't even see coming. I like to think of myself as someone that can understand narratives and see where things are going and see the plot twists. But Yakuza 6 ending for me, when you have played through from 0 all the way up to that point, it is such a beautiful ending. And if it was not for the fact that we played it last year, it would have won this year for sure. So I wanted to give honorable mentions to Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. But now, for the best ending in the UnchainedAwesome Game Awards, the winner is Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think Yakuza Like a Dragon had a phenomenal ending. I think that that one had such an emotional ending, and like its predecessor before it, this one immediately precedes the Yakuza Like a 6 storyline. It has to pick up off of that last ending. I felt that this ending was phenomenal. I feel like it was phenomenal. I think that it has one of the best, I don't know, it has one of the best endings of games that I've ever played. And I think definitely if it wasn't for the fact that I did not finish Xenoblade Chronicles 3 this year, I have not finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3 yet, this might have been a tighter race for me. All of those endings, I think, deserve their praise and their flowers, but I think Yakuza Like a Dragon pulls it out for this one. That your best ending winner is Yakuza Like a Dragon. Okay. How are you guys doing? You holding in there? Let's keep going. I don't know how to vamp in between, but I want to make sure you guys are having fun. If you guys have disagreements, let me know. Tell me what game had the best ending for you this year. Let us move on to the next category, and the next category is Best Soundtrack. So this is best music, best audio, if you will. Because no game is perfect without a good soundtrack. A soundtrack is as an ingredient to make a game amazing. It can add so much ambiance, excitement, sadness to your game. If your game doesn't have a good soundtrack or an annoying soundtrack, it could definitely make a game not as good. And I think when it comes to music, video game music is the best kind of music. So, the nominees for Best Soundtrack are Fire Emblem Fates, okay, nope. I gotta get my whole Street Fighter combo set up. Bakugan Battle Brawlers for the Nintendo DS. Persona 4 Golden. And Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD Nocturne Edition. And the winner for Best Soundtrack is Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster. There's not too much I can say about this without, I'm no music expert, but I think that most of the music in all Shin Megami Tensei games, including Persona, it's just incredible. And I think SMT3 pulls it out for me only because, one, I just started Persona 4 Golden again recently. I haven't really played it that much this year. And 2, it is the battle theme for Shin Megami Tensei 3. The fact that the battle theme is so good that you can never get tired of hearing it in an RPG with random encounters means that it has a good soundtrack. I'm not a scientist, but I think that means it has a good soundtrack. Because every time you get an encounter, you have to hear the same music over and over again. If that music is annoying, it will drive you insane. Shin Megami Tensei 3's music was the only thing that didn't drive me insane. So I have to give it to SMT3 Nocturne, the HD remaster that we played this year. Fantastic game, incredible soundtrack with all the music, not even just including the battle track, all the music of the dungeons, the cutscenes, everything I felt was really, really good. I think these games have phenomenal stuff. Atlus makes great games quite a while, you know. I gotta say that they make good music. Next up will be, the next award will be for Best Character. And now this one is going to be a somewhat unique thing. Because Best Character is a loaded question, or a loaded category. The Best Character will be not a main character, but a character that appears either as a supporting character or an assist, NPC that you talk to. Its best character is basically any character in a game that isn't a main character playable character. It is a side character, someone fun. I want to give side characters and other fun characters an option. I think after you see the nominees, you will understand what kind of thing I'm talking about when I say that I want that the best character is not the best character out of everything. It is just the best character that isn't a protagonist or it could be an antagonist, but not a protagonist or a main character or someone like that. So, without further ado, the best characters of 2024 are Nancy Chan, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Kiana, League of Legends, Yinlin, Wuthering Waves. Also, I think I misspelt her name horrifically, by the way. I apologize. I don't think there's a G in there. Looking at this now. I went over this like 14 times. Didn't see that spelling mistake. I apologize. And finally, Rocket Raccoon, Marvel Rivals. Now, I did say that it wasn't a protagonist. This is a playable character, so it's kind of skirting the rules a little bit, but the game came out recently, so it was kind of hard. But Kiana is similar. Kiana is a playable character in League of Legends. I mean, all these characters are playable characters, other than Nancy Chan, I guess. So that's what I meant when I say best characters. A character that isn't like a main character. And the winner for best character is Nancy Chan, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I gotta give it to Nancy Chan. It's a close race. All those characters I do genuinely really love, but I think that Nancy Chan from Yakuza Like a Dragon really, really, really just made me laugh. The fact that you can call in a lobster to attack your opponents in Yakuza Like a Dragon made me chuckle, made me laugh. So I had to go with Nancy Chan in Yakuza Like a Dragon. I felt that the more serious the opponent, the funnier Nancy Chan got, and we used her a handful of times in the game, and everything about her just made me laugh. So Nancy Chan, congratulations, you win Best Character of 2024. Now this one is an interesting category. It is the Best Still Kicking. I was originally going to call this category and this award Best Ongoing, but I felt like that wasn't as funny. So Best Still Kicking is a game that has been updated recently or within this year or is still being updated continuously and showing support to their game. And they are still going, they're still kicking, because if you can, like, a game that can continuously update, continuously have support, that is something that we don't always see in games. You know, sometimes they get games will be released and they don't get that much support, and it's a bit disappointing. So these are games that are being constantly, whether it's through DLC, updates, communities, are being held alive and together and constantly being added towards in the years. And I want to give my thanks to these people that are still producing these games. So, our first nominee for Best Still Kicking is Crab Champions. Minecraft. Palworld. And No Man's Sky. Now, I say this about every single award because it's true, but I think all four of these games definitely deserve this award, but of course only one can win it. And that game is the winner of Best Still Kicking is Crab Champions. This one was a very hard choice to pick. This one was, but also a very easy one to pick, because out of Minecraft has been being updated for years. Palworld has gotten 2 major updates this year. No Man's Sky is also getting updated every year. And then Crab Champions is a newcomer like Palworld to the table, but I think that this game is just getting, like, when the content comes out for Crab Champions, it always brings me back even more, and I feel like they have, I really don't think they've ever missed with an update. So this game, I think, has to go for the best still kicking game. I think Crab Champions is a fantastic game, and if there's any game that I would recommend you guys go play, if you like roguelike shooter, third-person shooters, Crab Champions, I think, is the game for you. It may not be the game for everyone, but I would give this game a chance. It's pretty cheap, and it always goes on sale, and the dev is constantly listening to the community, and that's why I had to give this the Best Still Kicking award. Congratulations, Crab Champions. You definitely deserve it. Hard act to follow, but which one will follow suit? That is Best Open World. I feel like I keep saying this, but when you have a vast open world and it isn't filled with anything, that can be really boring. So when it comes to the best open world, we want to look at ones that mix the expansiveness of a massive world or multiple massive worlds, and mix it with fun, creative things to either collect, explore, or fight. And I think open world games are still an untapped potential for amazing worlds, amazing stories. And I think open world games are some of the games that I find the most interesting, being able to just walk in one direction and be able to find all sorts of things, whether that be quests, areas of interest, enemies, etc., and so forth. So, the best open world games that I have selected that are the nominees are Dragon Quest Builders 2, a game I recently picked back up. Dragon Quest Builders 2. Wuthering Waves, another game that I sort of recently picked up, but less recently. No Man's Sky, another fantastic open world game. And finally, Valheim. Honestly, I don't know what to say. All four of these games are fantastic. Uh Also, it is really funny to note that I'm looking at some of these awards to take a little bit of an aside here. I'm looking at some of these awards and I'm like, I actually don't remember who I picked to win. So some of these are actually surprises to me, but I think all four of these games are phenomenal, and I think their open world aspects all have unique and different things that make them special. But of course, there can only be one winner. I think every single one has a large variety. But let us get to the winner, because that's what you guys are here for. The winner of Best Open World is No Man's Sky. I gotta give it to No Man's Sky personally. It's a rough one to pick because all those games are so good that I think I had to give it to No Man's Sky. I gotta give No Man's Sky some love. This developer has been working hard for so long. This game, a little bit of history for this game with me is when this game came out, it was like years ago, right? And my friend was really hyped for it. He said No Man's Sky is going to be the greatest game that has ever hit anything. It's going to be so awesome. It's going to be so cool. You're going to be able to do this stuff. And I was not very interested back in the day. I didn't really care for it. The game came out, and I think everybody can somewhat agree that it wasn't exactly what we were expecting. Some may even call it a flop, if you will. But it has gone so much higher since then. This game is pretty phenomenal. The expansive worlds that you can visit that all feel unique, with unique terrain, unique creatures that you can name. You can go and name rocks. I know that sounds boring, but it's not. You can literally name rocks anything you want in the game. And then people, when they visit that place, they will see the rock you named and they go, oh shit, you named that rock. And they will be able to see the name of the rock. Obviously, that doesn't sound exciting, but it genuinely is. I think No Man's Sky is probably one of the premier space exploration games in the world, and I think that it definitely deserves the love, and I think that the open world aspect of being able to explore literally galaxies, millions of planets, you couldn't explore all the planets in your lifetime. I had to give this to best open world, and it's a game I picked up, I believe, this year. I don't think I got it last year, but I think for the first time ever, I'm pretty sure I played it this year, and I felt phenomenal. So, No Man's Sky picks up the win for best open world. And we have talked about many cool indie games so far, but I think no matter what, people have to be able to, or have to, how do I put this? Give the recognition to the indie developers, and that's why we want to do the best indie game award, because without indie games, we would not have fun and incredible games. If we left everything up to AAA developers, we would not have some of the most innovative and interesting games out there. So I think that we need to talk about the best indie games on the market. I will say, I'm not the smartest person in the world. Sometimes I don't really know what indie game means. I understand that it's like an independent developer. It's usually a smaller scale development team, but sometimes I'll look at a game and go, "Is that an indie game?" And I genuinely won't know, because usually indie games have such high quality nowadays. So sometimes you can't even tell between a AAA game and an indie game. So if you see something on this list that isn't an indie game, quote unquote, I apologize. I'm not trying to offend. These were just what I believe and I assume to be indie games, and from my understanding of the definition. So, without further ado, let's introduce the top 4 nominees for Best Indie Game. First one is Cornucopia. The second one, TCG Card Shop Simulator. Our third one is Final Stardust Cosmic Nexus. Apologies if I messed up that name, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. And finally, Hollow Cure. If I may spend some time talking about these four, I think all four of these games are phenomenal as well. I think every time I gotta say it, I think all these games are phenomenal. And if you guys have never played any of these games, I would sincerely go check it out. Cornucopia is a game that I have played a very little amount, but Cornucopia, let me run down all these games, because I think indie games are the most important games to support. So if I may talk to you guys about all four of these games and give you a little bit of an elevator pitch of why you should play them, or some of the things that are really interesting about them. Cornucopia is for the people that love farming simulator games, dating sim kind of games, and relaxy, cozying vibes. If you like the Stardew Valleys, if you like the Harvest Moons, if you like the Animal Crossings, Cornucopia is for you. It is a farming sim that has combat as well, with farm animals that you can basically use as like your own teammates to go and fight creatures. You can go take your chicken or your cow to a dungeon and fight alongside them with special powers and items and stuff inside of a 3D world where everybody, all the entities, are 2D pixel art. It's a really beautiful art style and a very cool world that is still under development, made by a nice team. I actually have a video about it if you guys want to watch it on my YouTube channel that was sponsored by them. They gave me a Steam key. I'm not saying all of this just because they gave me a Steam key. I'm saying this because I genuinely like this game, though I should disclose that they did give me a key for free. I genuinely think this game is gorgeous, and I will be playing more of it later years. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play too much of it this year just because I had so many other things going on, but that game will be there. You will see more of that game. There's a ton of content in it, and I think it's such a phenomenal game. TCG Card Shop Simulator is the perfect game, the perfect mix of shut off your brain and gambling for free. TCG Card Sim is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a trading card game shop simulator. You run a trading card shop. Sorry. And you can open packs, you can sell them to the masses, and they're constantly updating the games. And there could be a whole full-fledged TCG in the future. We will still have to wait and see, but they are constantly adding new stuff at an incredible rate. This game is a perfect game if you want to just chill with your friends and chat, open cards, have pack battles with people, and see who can sell the most cards. I think this game is phenomenal, and I would honestly go check it out. Final Stardust Cosmic Nexus is not going to be a game for everybody, I don't think, but if you like TCGs, if you like monster catching games, if you like or monster collecting games, Final Stardust Cosmic Nexus is the game for you. I think it is also currently being changed. I also think it's going to have some dating sim mechanics into it. We played it on stream. We played it on stream a little bit. I think last year might have been when I played it. I don't remember, but it might have been this year. Now, the time is flying by, honestly. But this game is a card game mixed with like battling monsters, and the card game is so unique and interesting that it's hard to find a card game that feels different and new. And I feel like what Cosmic Nexus does is it really changes the formula to make an interesting game with a unique enough mechanics where it doesn't feel like you're playing the same game every single time. And it has things that has game modes that are, have random elements, game modes that don't have random elements. So if you want to have sort of a more competitive, air quotes, style of gameplay, you can play without the randomization of things. Or if you want to have a more fun, laid back fight, you can play with the randomization aspects and the different buffs. And I think this game is really cool. I think that the art style in it is phenomenal. I think the story is really interesting. This game is also in early development, so things are subject to change. But I could see this being a very, very, very fun game, and I will be playing this more. I also got this game free from a free Steam key from the developers, and all of my opinions are my own, whether I got this game free or not. The only reason I got to play this game is because I got a free key. I might have not been able to play it this year. If I didn't get a free key, I maybe would have bought it later, but it's a game that I would have bought either way. Same with Cornucopia, because I think both these games look phenomenal, and that is why I'm pleading my case to you. And then finally we have Hollow Cure, which is a devil survivor, right? Game, roguelike kind of game where you play as the Hololive girls and Hololive characters, and it's really cute, very fun. It just got a recent major update that adds like a whole other game to it. I think this game is really, really good. I don't want to take your guys' time too much on this. It's also free, $0, $0. Hollow Cure, free. Amazing art, music, gameplay, everything about it's super fun. Try to beat my score whenever they add the scoreboards back to level 2 as Korone. And I think it's level or world 2 as Korone. Try to beat my score. I know you can't because I'm the GOAT of Korone at level 2. But enough of that conversation talk. Let's finally see who the winner is for this. And the winner is for Best Indie Game. I have to give it to TCG Card Shop Simulator. I'm going to sound like a broken record every single time, but it's such a difficult decision to pick the winners out of these 4 because all of them are up there for a reason. All 4 of those games are phenomenal. I think Cornucopia would have won if I played it more, but unfortunately, I didn't have time. It just didn't fit into what I wanted to do this year, and this game came out like a wrecking ball. I was gifted this game by my good friend MintyClovers, so it was something that I didn't even expect to get this year. I played the mobile game of this. There was actually a mobile game before this game came out, and I think this game is just phenomenal. We played a lot of it on stream, and it's the perfect game to chill and chat with your friends, chill and chat with your chat, and just open some cards, get some cool looking creatures, and share a love of trading cards with people. So I think TCG Card Simulator delivers on everything that it said it's gonna do so far, and hopefully will continue to deliver as it progresses throughout the time. And we will move on to a very unique category, I will say. This is Best Casual. So there's going to be another one that's similar to Best Casual for category, but Best Casual is a game that you will just play casually. We all play games for fun, but some people play games for casual fun. You can just turn it on, turn off your brain, and you can just play it, and it's a fun game to play casually, not take super seriously, and it's still a fun game. So, Best Casual Game nominees are Pokemon Legends Arceus, a game that I still very well play casually. Monster Hunter Rise. Sometimes this game can be casual, and sometimes it can be stressful, but either way, it's still a very good game. Also, I should say Monster Hunter Rise does include Sunbreak, even though I sometimes distinctly say between DLCs and games, Monster Hunter Rise does include Sunbreak. I apologize for not making that distinction. The next one is Minecraft. And the final one will be TCG Card Shop Simulator. Could we see a back-to-back? All games very good for casual play. All games very fun. But of course, there can only be one. Bars. Who is the winner of Best Casual Game? And the winner for Best Casual Game is Minecraft. I think this one may have came with no surprise, but Minecraft tops the charts when it comes to its casual gameplay. For someone, it's ironic for someone that plays hardcore to call Minecraft casual, but I think that this game is a game that I can just turn on, play a little bit, turn off, not have to worry about it. You know, it's a game that you can play with stuff on in the background. You don't have to fully focus on what's going on. You can talk with friends. And I think Minecraft is a game that it deserves some flowers. I think it deserves some representation in the Game Awards. You know, maybe this game won't win Best Game of the Year, but I think it deserves something, and I think Minecraft's given me plenty of hours of gameplay this year to not get at least something would be a travesty. Thank you, Minecraft, and congratulations on winning Best Casual Game of the Year. Now we go from casual to action, and now what I gotta kind of describe some of these categories because in my head they make sense, but they might not make sense to you. Action games are usually games that are like live action, something like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet could be considered an action game, but may not be qualified for this because they are mainly turn-based games. If for some reason a Pokemon game shows up on here or a turn-based game shows up on here, you guys legally can call me a square because I already forget who has been nominated. But I believe if my head is telling me correctly that this is supposed to be something that is live action where you're actively moving your characters back and forth and trying to do stuff in real time, that is best action game. So the nominees for best action game are Borderlands 2, Monster Hunter Rise, Risk of Rain Returns, and Code Vein. So yeah, that I'm glad that my brain worked on this. But best action is a game that you were constantly moving around and trying to do something, and I think all four of these encapsulate it very well. The winner of best action game is Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise, it's a game that has lived through the years. I have probably 400 hours in it, roughly, maybe 500 hours. This also includes Sunbreak, by the way. I'm not only classifying Monster Hunter Rise. Sorry for not distinguishing that correctly. Again, apologize. But I gotta say that as much as I didn't play it crazily this year, I think this game is my favorite action game I've played this year still because the action is so fun. You're able to play with friends, and my friends, we play this we played this all the time, and we've played this together all the time, and it's a fun time all around. I think the combat in this game is phenomenal. As someone that plays as Insect Glaive, I think it's very fun. You get to bounce around. So I think when it comes to action games, if I'm seeking some form of action, I usually lean towards Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak to hop in and hunt a couple giant kaiju monsters. It can definitely be it was best casual, so it could be a very serious game, but also at the same time, it's such a great game to just turn on and play. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, thank you for the hours of content and hours of gameplay, and I still haven't necessarily 100%ed you. I appreciate you immensely. Congratulations on winning Best Action Game. And with Best Talk About My Friends just on the tip of my lips, we move on to Best Multiplayer Game. Multiplayer game does not necessarily mean playing with your friends. It could mean playing against other people, with other people, playing with randoms, playing with friends. It's any game that involves more than one person. So, what is the best multiplayer game of the year? Let's find out. The four nominees are Path of Exile 2. A newcomer into the games, slipped its way into the Game Awards right at the end. I will say Path of Exile 2, fantastic game. If you guys haven't checked it out, I would say go check it out. Marvel Rivals, talking about sneaking in next to Path of Exile. These two games sneak into the Game Awards together, coming out like last month, basically. So both these games sneak in. Who is the third nominee? The third nominee is Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise constantly in conversation. 3 nominations back in a row. Could we get 2 wins in a row for Monster Hunter Rise? We will see. And the final nominee for Best Multiplayer Game of the Year is Lockdown Protocol. Lockdown Protocol was another game that I got gifted this year. It's not something that I necessarily it's not necessarily a game that I would go out of my way to play, but I personally really liked Lockdown Protocol. I don't know if I would have bought it if I didn't get gifted it, but I like it a lot. I think it's a very fun deducer game, kind of like, you know, Duck Duck Goose, Among Us, but I think it has a higher ceiling it has a high ceiling to be entertaining and funny, and I think Lockdown Protocol is a very fun. It definitely better with friends and better with more people, but I think it deserves to be on best multiplayer. A lot of newcomers, and then you got the oldie Monster Hunter Rise. For me, I don't know how long Lockdown Protocol has been, but 3 out of the 4 games I have played just this year for the first time. The winner of best multiplayer for the Unchained Game Awards 2024 is Monster Hunter Rise. The back-to-back for Monster Hunter Rise. I mean, what can I say that I haven't already just said in the previous one? I think we have to give it to Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise is the multiplayer game that gets me coming back every single time, and it's so much more fun with friends. I think that this game I have played by myself solo, but when you play with friends, this game also includes Sunbreak. This game is just top tier when you have friends, because it goes from a casual chat with friends where you guys are just goofing off, having a great time, to fuck, oh my god, I just carded, oh my god, I need someone, wait, I'm low health, I'm stunned, hit me, I'm putting him to sleep, why did you wake him up, I didn't hear the sound, you know, it turns into a crazy experience where it just, when you can collaborate with your friends in this game, it changes the entire game. It makes it completely different, so I have to give Monster Hunter Rise multiplayer of the year. If Marvel Rivals or PoE came out a little bit earlier, I could definitely see those two winning. Lockdown Protocol as well is also, like, all 4 of them, very good multiplayer games. I think Monster Hunter Rise just tips it over the edge for this year. So 2 in a row for Monster Hunter Rise. Congratulations, Monster Hunter Rise. Thank you for giving my friends headaches for years. Also, I should say, this game took so many months out of me and my friends. We tried to do one event hunt that took us so long to do, where we had to fight 2 big monsters with tons of health, and it was like the hardest thing. And you don't know how awesome it felt when we all finally beat it together. That kind of stuff, it enhances the gameplay when you're with people. A tough game can be a fun thing, as well as like a great experience, but when you have friends alongside you, I think it just changes the game forever. So thank you, Monster Hunter Rise and my friends, for multiplayer of the year. Now, this is an award that I was anticipating and was the most excited for, because this is not going to be an award going to any game in particular. It is for the future of games. It shouldn't be best, but it's most anticipated game of the year. What game am I anticipating the most and am most excited to see, whether it comes out next year, 2 years from now, 4 years from now, 5 years from now? What game am I most excited to see in the future? Let's see the nominees for most anticipated game of the year. The first one being Xenoblade X Definitive Editions. This game just recently got announced, and I'm incredibly excited for it. I love Xenoblade, and I think this game will be quite fun. The second nominee is a future Persona/SMT game. If they ever decide to make a Shin Megami Tensei 6, a Persona 6, or make some sort of game, another game like Metaphor, I'm excited to see whatever they come up with. Whether it's the same formula, different formula, a future SMT game would be exciting for me. The next nominee is Pokemon Legends ZA. I'm a huge Pokemon fan. Excited to see whatever Pokemon and Game Freak are cooking up. And I was a huge fan of Pokemon Legends Arceus. If they can encapsulate anything there, definitely excited for that one. And the final nominee, last but certainly not least, a future Digimon Stories game. Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory were one of the greatest games I have ever played in my entire life. And they have been talking about a new future Digimon Stories game coming out. I thought Survive was incredible as well. So a future Digimon Stories game I would absolutely adore to see. But only one. And it will happen. This is not copium. It will happen. The winner of most anticipated game goes to a future Digimon Stories / Digimon game. I gotta say, Digimon Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory, if you guys haven't picked this up and you love RPGs like this, pick it up. I feel like they are so good. If you guys like Persona games, pick up Digimon Cyber Sleuth. It will get you into Digimon. I don't want to compare it too much to Persona, but it is such a good game, such a phenomenal story, and I wish that they would release another one. I hope they're cooking. But I love these games. I hope they come out soon. But Digimon, the next Digimon game does outbeat the Pokemon Legends ZA, only because I think that I know ZA is coming, so I can be excited for it, but I don't actually know if a new future Digimon Stories game is coming or will ever come. So that makes me more excited for it if it does happen. So Digimon Cyber Sleuth / Digimon Stories game. Oh, please. How's everybody holding up so far in this award show? Are you guys enjoying it? I hope it's a good pace. Hope it's good, but let us continue with the next one. Best Shooter. So best shooters, of course, it's a game with some kind of projectile that you shoot at someone, whether it be a gun, crossbow, slingshot, whatever it is. You got to be shooting something at someone, whether it's in 3D, 2D, first person, third person, whatever it is. Best Shooter of the Year. The nominees for Best Shooter of the Year are Marvel Rivals, sneaking into another one this late, Crab Champions, Borderlands 3, another Borderlands game, getting a nomination, love to see it, and finally, Overwatch 2. Honestly, a lot of great shooters. I think some titans of the industry sitting next to each other. So it's gonna be a rough one to choose. But we have to choose one of them. The best shooter of the year is the nominee that the nominee that is the best shooter is, sorry, I keep saying is, I don't, Marvel Rivals. It does just outbeat Crabs, but I think this game is so fucking good that it has to get something, and I feel like this is the best award for it. I think when it comes to shooters, I think that Marvel Rivals has the capacity to be more fun than Crab Champions, but I think Crab Champions has more interesting mechanics than Marvel Rivals that makes it more playable. We'll see how Marvel Rivals does for the coming years, but I think that Marvel Rivals, I gotta give it best shooter. I think it's such a good game, and I hope it continues to be such a good game. I hope it wins best ongoing next year. But I gotta give it to Marvel Rivals. Just came out like 4 weeks ago at least, and already one of my favorite games I've played this year. The next up, though, best roguelike. So, I don't actually know what roguelike means, but usually my understanding of roguelike is a game where you go through something like dungeons or areas and you get some sort of procedurally generated dungeon with enemies and you get random bonuses as you continue and you can select and choose. Uh, I don't know if that's the correct definition for a roguelike. If one of these on here is not a roguelike, or it's a roguelite, or a rogue something else, I apologize. I'm doing my best. I just work here. So we do have some experts. I know some experts. They will tell me I'm a square if these are not roguelikes. But I think roguelike is such a fun game genre that I had to make it a category. Having a game that is constantly changing every single time you play the game is just, it makes replayability infinite. And it's the combinations of different things you can do in these games are always so fun. So let's see the nominees for Best Roguelike. First one is Gunfire Reborn. The second nominee is Pokey Rogue. If that's not a roguelike, I don't know what is. It has rogue in the name, okay? Pokey Rogue. The third nominee is Crab Champions. And the fourth and final nominee is Hollow Cure. Crab Champions has shown up plenty of times so far. I feel like I don't need to explain it too much. Hollow Cure, also we talked a little bit about it. Pokey Rogue is a phenomenal game with amazing roguelike mechanics combined with Pokemon, with unique abilities, gacha mechanics, everything. Gunfire Reborn is a first-person shooter. It's crazy that... Sorry, I should go into more detail on Gunfire Reborn. I shouldn't just say it's a first-person shooter, but I want to say that it is very interesting that you see all four of these games are roguelikes, hopefully. And they all are very different gameplays. Crab Champions is a third-person shooter. Gunfire is a first-person shooter. Pokey Rogue is playing Pokemon turn-based strategy. Hollow Cure is a survival kind of survive the wave kind of game. So all four of these games could be considered or are considered under the same flag and genre, but are completely different mechanically, which I think is such a cool idea or reason for this category. And the winner for best roguelike of the year is Crab Champions. I feel like I would be lying to myself if Crab Champions did not win this award. As I said prior to this, I wanted to, with this game awards, I wanted to try and not make too many games win the same awards. So I would try and see which ones could fit or be equal to the winners. Crab Champions, for me, outbeats every other roguelike I've played. Not to say that every other roguelike I've played aren't fantastic and amazing games. Crab Champions, for me, has just outstood all the other ones I've played. It is such a phenomenal game. Just think about this. This game came out last year in early access. I have the same amount of hours in Crab Champions as I do in Monster Hunter Rise. I have over 400 hours in Crab Champions. That is like hundreds of times more than any other roguelike I have ever played. So I have to give it to Crab Champions. All these other games, phenomenal, but for me, Crab Champions, I have literally played this game every single time, or every single month. I have played this game at least once every single month this year and last year. If Crab Champions didn't win this game, I would be lying to you straight out. So, congratulations, Crab Champions. You are my roguelike of the year, and I appreciate you. But that is not taking anything away from the other nominees who are fantastic games. that I love. I'm trying to get more into Hollow Cure again as well because I think that game is really really good. And I would like to get back into Poke Rogue again, but I haven't been able to pick that up. The next nominee or the next award category is Best Downloaded Content, Best DLC. So this is not necessarily paid DLC. It is just downloaded content that adds something to a game. The game with the best DLC. So it could be something like a free update that you can download, or something that you have to pay, like a separate thing. But it is the best DLC of the year. The nominees for best DLC are Borderlands 3 Arms Race. This is a battle royale mode in Borderlands 3 that I genuinely adore. This is like, whenever I play Borderlands 3, I'm usually coming back to play this whenever I want it. I accidentally clicked that, but Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. I mean, this game has shown up enough times on this to be no surprise to anyone. Monster Hunter Sunbreak. The third nominee is Pokemon Scarlet Hidden Treasures of Paldea. And the final nominee, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighter Pass. The Fighter's Pass may be a weird, unique choice because obviously all of these didn't necessarily come out this year, as is these Game Awards, but I played some Smash Bros. The other day, and I was like, or not even the other day, but this year, and I was like, man, these DLC characters from the Fighter Passes are like the only characters I play. It is all the Fighter Passes. I know that might not that might confuse people because it's obviously multiple Fighter Passes, but all Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, all of the DLC from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the Fighter Passes. So, I think all these DLC add an exceptional amount of content to each game. I think that it really does. I think it really does. I think DLC, as much as it can be annoying to get a game and then 1 week later a DLC drops for it, I think DLC can be a really good way to introduce new content to your game that maybe you wouldn't have enough time in development to fully fledge out or need more funds to add. The winner of Best DLC is Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Again, I did not distinct again, once again I did not make the distinction, but Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. It's hard not to. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to make these people like the same game win all the awards, but Monster Hunter Rise is such a phenomenal game. It's good to know that probably, I don't want to say anything, but probably next year Monster Hunter Rise won't be even in the conversation, so we got to get this out as much as possible. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. This is also Sunbreak specifically. I obviously failed to specifically mention it, but Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, specifically the DLC, wins this for Monster Hunter Rise because that literally added a whole second game to Monster Hunter Rise that just added weapons, a bunch of new maps, new monsters to fight, new weapons, new characters, new story. It added the ability to have NPCs come onto your hunts. Like this Monster Hunter Sunbreak added so much to the game that I feel like no other DLC I played this year really added that much for me. And Sunbreak is 100% the reason. It added new moves, like everything. Sunbreak is the reason why this game lasted with me and my friends for so long. Sunbreak is the reason why I have like 500 hours in this game, is because I would have stopped at maybe like 100, 200, 300. This game added like 200 more hours. If it's not winning DLC of the year, what really is? What are we doing here? Monster Hunter Rise, fantastic game, fantastic DLC. Sunbreak, thank you for adding like 300 more hours of content. Now, speaking of adding new levels and worlds, this next one will be best level / world design. And this one is a little bit of an overarching umbrella for an award because this one not only talks about the beauty of the world, but sometimes the creativity and the intelligence of the design created by these people, the developers in the games. So if something is a intelligent design, like it is a fun thing to explore or a tricky area to traverse and it's supposed to be that, then that could fit under here. Or if you like walk out and go, holy fuck, this is gorgeous, that also falls under the umbrella. So best level / world design, the 4 nominees are No Man's Sky, Code Vein, Borderlands 3, and finally, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. And the winner for best level / world design is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I think that Xenoblade Chronicles, all Xenoblade Chronicles games, their worlds are some of the most fun things about them. They are not only beautiful, but intricately designed in ways where it will oftentimes reward you for exploring as well as punish you for it. Xenoblade Chronicle level and world designs are always some of the most unique planes of existence in video games, and if there was ever a game I wanted modded to be VR, it would be Xenoblade Chronicles. I would want these games to be modded in VR so I could literally immerse myself in these worlds and just look at it. For Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition specifically, the world takes place on a giant person. You are on a giant person with differing levels of things. Like there's like oceans in this person, caves, there's you can fall off the edge, there's cliffs, you can see the bottom, the ground below, or the clouds below rather. It's a massive area. You're basically on two giant people. And I just think that it is such a beautiful world. Every time I play Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, I would just be, it would take my breath away being able to just be like, didn't matter how frustrated I got playing this game, I would walk into an area and just be like, fuck, this is gorgeous. It is so good. And that's saying something when people talk about the Nintendo Switch. This game only appeared on the Nintendo Switch. People talk about how the Nintendo Switch is underpowered. This game looked gorgeous on the Nintendo Switch. And so I have to give best level / world design to Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Gotta give it its love, gotta give it its flowers. When what it does good, it does great. Moving on. Best art direction. So, we talk about the level and the world design, but best art direction is art overall. If your game does not look visually pleasing or unique or interesting, it's not good. It doesn't ruin the game, but the saying is don't judge a book by its cover, but people are going to judge it no matter what. And if it has an ugly cover, it's not helping it. It doesn't matter if the game is visually or is narratively amazing or really fun. If it's visually bad, people may neglect it. And so art direction is a very important thing, because if your game can look appealing to people, it will draw people in that maybe didn't even want to play your game to begin with. So overall best art direction for my 2024, the nominees are Code Vein, Cornucopia, Marvel Rivals, and Mario Wonder. 4 incredibly beautiful games with incredibly different styles. So let us see who is the winner for Best Art Direction for my 2024 list. Overall, the winner is Cornucopia. I have to give it to Cornucopia. I love all those games. I think they all look gorgeous, but Cornucopia has the most unique art style out of all of them for me, and they make it work really well. If you guys like farming sim games, I think one of the most important things that people don't talk about when it comes to farming games is, and this may be a controversial statement. This may be a controversial statement. I don't want people coming after me, but I think the most important thing on a farming sim like Cornucopia, like Harvest Moon, like Stardew Valley, like Sunhaven, the most important thing is a diverse cast of attractive people for you to marry. And Cornucopia does that flawlessly. It does that incredibly. It has a diverse cast of gorgeous people that you can all marry that have unique characteristics with both their personality and their visuals in a gorgeous world that is a mix of 3D and 2D. It's like Paper Mario was an incredible farming game. Like, it doesn't look like Paper Mario like exactly, but it's like that mechanically, and it is just so or like that visually in a stylistic sense. It is such a beautiful game. And honestly, go check it out. Seriously, it is such a good game. If you like farming games, you're gonna like this one. And they've still updated it. I think they just released a massive update this year, so they're even still updating it now. Go check it out. Cornucopia devs, you guys are amazing. You made an incredible game, and you should be proud of it. Shout out to your artists as well. But before we move on, there is a very important thing we must talk about it's not necessarily something we have to talk about, but we'll have to move on because we have a word from not necessarily a sponsor, but one of our friends. So let's get into that real quick. And if the audio does not sound good, please tell me. Also, if the audio sounds doubled up, please tell me. Alright, let's go. Stream premiere.
Hi, I'm T. Bananas, I hate them. A Shiba Inu VTuber. Yeah. No, crap, no, oh no, 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 oh no! Oh no! I'm a great gamer and really good at driving. Oh gosh. Oh!
Thank you for letting me know. I'll restart it. Stream premiere.
Hi, I'm T. Bananas, I hate them. A Shiba Inu VTuber. Yeah. Nope, crap, nope, oh no, 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 oh no! Oh no! I'm a great gamer and really good at driving. Oh gosh. Oh! I have wrapped it around the pole. If you like comfy vibes, let's put a car on it. Whee! And chill times. Ah, what's happening? What's happening? I'm gonna die, 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 I'm gonna die. Check out my stream on Twitch.
Oh my god. How the fuck did you manage this?
I don't know.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for checking that out, my name is Masu Pro Wrestlington, and I will be awarding the next award and announcing the next nominees for the category. Thank you, Unchained, for allowing me to be a part of your game awards. So, of course, the next one is a game category that I am very familiar with, which is Best Sports Game of the Year. And now, of course, I haven't played many sports games this year. I've been too busy working on commentating for Masu Pro Wrestling. But these are some of the 4 games that Unchained has played. The first nominee for Best Sports Game of the Unchained Awards is NHL 15. The second nominee is WWE 2K23. Our third nominee is Mario Tennis Aces. And the last nominee for Best Sports Game of 2024 is Fire Pro Wrestling World. And the winner of Best Sports Game is WWE 2K23. Now, as you can tell, Unchained doesn't really play a lot of sports games or goes outside, but I have to say that if I were to pick one, I would pick WWE 2K23 as well for the best sports game. It's almost like that this category was designed for this game to win, because this game is a perfect catalyst for entertainment when it comes to making wrestling content. It is the best wrestling game on the market today. Overall, I would say visually, gameplay-wise, it has a ton of problems. It has so many problems, an insane amount of problems, but it is the catalyst for what is MPW, and it's lasted us 2 years at this point, so we have to give it to WWE 2K23. Now, I will take my adieu, and I will head out and let Unchained continue announcing the awards. Thank you so much, Unchained, for allowing me to be here. Thank you, Masu Pro Wrestlington. Might I say, you look very handsome today. You know, exceptionally handsome today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come here and be the commentator for the best sports game. I know you're an expert on that. Now, this might be one of the most important games ever, or most important categories ever for the Game Awards. This is Best Character Collector. I had to open the umbrella a ton for this one because I was gonna originally do Monster Taming Game, but I feel like Monster Taming Game only fits a small portion of games, and Character Collector does a wide variety of games. So Character Collector for me, because I've made this up, this game, you have to be able to collect either monsters, creatures, tame them to be able to use them for something in the game, and that you are collecting these characters or creatures, and you have to collect, I think I set it to like over 6, because obviously a JRPG, you might have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 characters, and that not necessarily be a character collector. But there are games, you know, like Persona, for instance, that are character collectors because you collect a bunch of different characters to play with. But it may not be a monster taming game, like something like a Fire Emblem or something. You collect characters in that game, but they're not necessarily monsters that you tame. So, Best Character Collector of 2024. Probably one of my most important categories. The nominees are Pokemon Scarlet, Final Stardust Cosmic Nexus. Tomodachi Life. And finally, Palworld. And the winner for Best Character Collector is Palworld. I gotta give it to Palworld. It's kind of crazy that this game has only just got an award after this long into the show. This game, I am a huge fan of Palworld. I think it is a great game. And when it comes to monster collecting, I think it's definitely one of the best on the market right now. Character collecting, I think it's one of the best on the market right now. And I think it definitely deserves this spot where it's at. I think all those games are phenomenal games that I think some deserve sequels. Tomodachi Life. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. Let me take a sip. I got something stuck in my throat there, yeah. But Palworld, I think a great game. They're constantly updating it with such beautiful looking characters and interesting designs. Some less creative than others, but overall I think a pretty good game, and it had to have shown up this year at some point. As we will move on to the next award, Best Farming Sim. Now this one I think is going to be a heated category, because farming sims come in all shapes and sizes with a variety of different mechanics and characters, and a lot of them have a lot of similarities, but it's the unique mechanics and differences that really pull them ahead from each other. A farming sim could be something that is chaotic and something that is calming at the same time. A good farming sim is something that has a lot of things for you to do while not being too overwhelming and boring. Best farming sim nominees are Sunhaven, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Cornucopia. Four amazing games. Also, Animal Crossing might not be considered a farming sim, but I put it on there because you can technically farm things in it. So I put it there, but four amazing games with very unique styles and identities, but only one can be the one to win Best Farming Sim of the Year. And the winner is Stardew Valley. I think Stardew Valley has to take it for me. My nose is getting stuffed up. I apologize. I think Stardew Valley's got to take it for me. This one is honestly one of the greatest farming sims of all time, and I played it a ton with friends this year. I think, honestly, again, I've been like shilling out for Cornucopia so much with how much I could talk about it, but if I played Cornucopia more this year, it might have won this. Sunhaven is also a fantastic game, and Animal Crossing is also a fantastic game, but I think when it comes to just core farming sim fundamentals, I think it has to go to Stardew Valley, especially knowing that, much like a lot of the games that we talked about, Stardew Valley is constantly being updated. The dev is constantly giving it love, constantly adding just little things, big things, everything. Stardew Valley has to be my number one. But I gotta give it to them. All these games are wonderful and unique in their own ways, but I gotta give it to Stardew Valley. Next up is a very interesting category because it's only a select few kinds of games can be this one. But it is best game on the go, meaning a game that you can pick up and take somewhere else, whether that be on your phone, on a Nintendo Switch, a Game Boy, a Steam Deck, something that you can take on the go with you, whether it be an emulator, something that you can take with you, or even if you took your console out of the wall, brought it to your cabin. Best game on the go. It literally just the best game to play when you're not in your house. The nominees for best game on the go is Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2008, Persona 4 Golden, Wuthering Waves, and nope, wrong button. And a lot of Wuthering Waves fans in the crowd. And finally, Minecraft PlayStation and PS Vita Edition. And the winner is Wuthering Waves. I gotta say, Wuthering Waves is one of my favorite games that I've played this year. Definitely somewhere in the top 10. I think this game is a lot of fun. I think it's really cool, and it's a mobile game. Like, it's a game you can play on PC and mobile, and I have brought it on my iPad to the cabin and played. I've played it in my bed, and it's not as fun as on the PC, but it's a lot of fun, and the fact that you can even run it on something like a phone or something like an iPad blows my mind with how beautiful this game is. I love the gameplay. A lot of Wuthering Waves fans in the crowd earlier chanting, you know. So like there they are again. They are here for Wuthering Waves. Guys, I'm not big enough for you to get any free stuff from Wuthering Waves for winning this award, but I think Wuthering Waves deserves best on the go because I've played it multiple times on the go and I love the game. Now this one is probably one of my favorite awards because I am a stressed out, anxiety-filled person. So when I get stressed out and I get anxious, I need a cozy game to play. Best cozy game of 2024. This is the game that you can turn on, whether it actually is a cozy vibe or not. It's the game you could turn on in the middle of the night, wrap yourself up in a blanket, play it on your PC, your phone, your TV, and just feel either nostalgia, calmness, happiness. It could be a cozy game to me, may not be a cozy game to you. A cozy game to you may not be a cozy game to me. But these are my top 4 cozy games that give me a little warm feeling inside whenever I play it, and when I need something to make me happy, I pick these games up. The 4 nominees for Best Cozy Game of the Year are Stardew Valley, TCG Card Shop Simulator, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Minecraft. Four incredible cozy games, but the winner for most cozy game or best cozy game of 2024 is Minecraft. I gotta give it to Minecraft again, especially for cozy game. There was competition, but at the end of the day, for me, there was only one answer. Minecraft has to take it because when I am depressed, when I am sad, I play Minecraft. That is like the only game I play. I always talk in Wondercraft videos, which I need to get a Wondercraft video out at some point. I always talk about in Wondercraft videos, and this is just, don't worry about me, I'm fine. But when I am sad, when I'm depressed, when I need something to do and just take my minds off stuff, I get work done in the Minecraft world. I am on it. Like, my best work is when I am sad and depressed and just need to play a game, right? So I have to give it to Minecraft. It's always there for me when I need it. I talk about how my Wondercraft world is like my Zen garden. My Wondercraft world, if you guys don't know what that is the Minecraft world I play on. It is my Zen garden. It is a place I go to calm down and relax, and I have to give it to Minecraft. So congratulations, Minecraft. You were my most cozy game of 2024. Now, best game with mods. This is a game that is amplified by their mods. Some games are great, some games are even better with mods, and some games are unplayable without mods. And without mods, we wouldn't be playing them. So, the best games with mods of 2024, the nominees are Valheim, Minecraft, WWE 2K23, and Tabletop Simulator. All four of these games would be completely different without the communities modding around them, and I would like to thank everybody that has ever made a mod for any of these games. I think all of these games are very good, but without mods, they would be completely different, and mods elevate all of these games to new heights that they would not be able to achieve without you. The people working constantly, the developers working constantly, the artists working constantly, the testers working constantly for free usually on additions to their favorite games. We thank you. And the winner for game with best mods is Valheim. So this decision was a tough one. This was probably one of the hardest picks for me. And I will explain exactly why Valheim won best mods. You might be thinking, you literally only play Valheim with one mod. And when I was thinking about the four winners here, the four nominees, I was thinking, what game is infinitely worse without mods? Minecraft I can play completely vanilla for hours, never needing a mod touched. But mods make Minecraft great. But I can play Minecraft without mods. I can play does this make me go back? How do I go back? I don't even remember. No. Okay. No, wait. Here we are. Sorry, I completely forgot the nominees for a second. I can play Minecraft without mods. We could play WWE 2K23 without mods. It wouldn't be as fun, but we could do MPW without mods. Tabletop Simulator, also, it would not be fun, but we could still play at least card games and do puzzles with Tabletop Simulator. I don't think I could play Valheim without my VTuber model. I think Valheim would look too boring for me without my VTuber model as the player character. That is the only mod I use. If anybody doesn't know Valheim on my side, we play with a mod that imports my VTuber model into the game. That is the only mod we have ever used for Valheim. And it makes the game infinitely better. So I have to give it to Valheim. I think Valheim deserves an award. And I think this is one. I think Valheim's a fantastic game. I think all four of those games are fantastic games. And I think Valheim deserves an award. Shout out to Game Rant. I took this image from you. You can't kind of see it. I stole this image from you. Thank you, Game Rant. But yeah, Valheim, fantastic game. But before we continue, when I think about mods, does anybody specific pop into your brain? Someone that might mod games frequently? I think we might have another word from one of our friends happening right now. So let's check that out before we continue our awards ceremony, shall we? Not really a ceremony, it's more of like an award show, but let's check that out. stream premiere.
Welcome, gamers and gentlefolks. Boy, do we have a humdinger of a product for you today. Gather around, because you're not going to want to miss this electrifying announcement. Presenting the one and only Electro Nap Energy Patch. That's right, you might be wondering, what does it do? And heavens, why are you shelling out $250 every 30 days for one? Well, let me fill you in on the marvel of the century, folks. This little dynamo is the answer to your longest gaming sessions. Running low on energy? Stick this little beauty right on your forehead, crank it up to high, and let it administer a small, mostly, probably, harmless zap. It's just enough to keep the eyelids open and that scoreboard rising.
Yeah, it works.
That's the spirit. Our fearless tester here is now number 10 on the leaderboards of the hottest new shooting game, and all thanks to the Electro Nap. Just slap on a patch and you can go a full 15 days without a single wink of sleep. Now, this wonder patch comes with 5 glorious settings, perfect for every gaming need. Very easy mode. Keeps you sharp for a few more hours, just enough for that evening marathon. Easy mode. Got a big day of gaming? Go for at least another 10 hours with ease. Normal mode. The choice of champions. A full 24 hours of energy. Hard mode. For those hardcore heroes who want to reach max level before the 2-week mark. Push through those dungeons like a true legend. Stay up for a full 15 days. No sweat. As you can see, the benefits are simply unmatched. And as for the little old downsides, well, you may need to use the occasional bathroom break and a quick battery change every 2 days. But fear not. With our revolutionary Charger Buddy accessory, you can stay hardwired 24/7. No need to fuss with batteries. Plug it in and you're ready for endless power. Only $59.99, plus a subscription of $24 a month. I tell you, what a deal. So, don't wait, gamers. Get the Electro Nap Energy Patch today and zap yourself to the top. Oh, and just a final little note for all you fine folks at home. The Electro Nap Energy Patch is designed for serious gamers only. No casual snoozers here. Side effects are limited to minor sensations of exhilaration, occasional tingles, and perhaps the odd boost of adrenaline. Perfectly natural when zapping your way to peak performance. Now, if you should feel a slight twitch or hear a little buzz, that's simply the patch keeping you alert and ready to roll. So, game with confidence, folks. Just remember, use responsibly, stay in the game, and let the Electro Nap take you to the top.
All right, welcome back. The next category is Best Update. Now, this is a little bit of a different one compared to DLC and ongoing. This is specifically talking about the updates of a particular game. So, if an update, usually an update I find is a free update, an addition to the game that is not a DLC, not a downloadable content type thing. I usually consider updates to be something completely separate to DLC. Might be something a little bit too similar, but that is my opinion. So, the best updates of 2024, and some updates I haven't played yet for games that have come out, so I apologize if you're like, where's this update? Maybe I haven't played it yet, I apologize. But the best updates nominees are Palworld Sakurajima update, Pokemon Infinite Fusion. Just usually in general. Not currently, but usually in general. Minecraft Tricky Trials. And TCG Card Shop Sim Trading Card Update. I think each game gets some pretty good updates in general. I will like to say that Infinite Fusion, I forgot to remove them from this list after a couple current controversies, but it's okay. Spoiler alert, they didn't win anyways. So, but we'll move on. Who has the best update of 2024? Best update for 2024. The winner is Palworld Sakurajima Update, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that name. Honestly, I kind of forgot. I removed them from one game, but I forgot to remove Pokemon Infinite Fusion for other game. But, I mean, the update, I will say that the update for Pokemon Infinite Fusion is the update for artists making beautiful art. We'll say that that was the update nomination, because those artists deserve a lot of love. But I gotta say, Palworld Sakurajima update, I might have called it wrong multiple times, but this update was great. They just recently came out with another massive update that is like 5 times this update. But this update added quite a few new pals, new creatures to collect, and a whole new island, as well as a syndicate base that you could raid, and PvP. So it added quite a bit of stuff that changed Palworld. It changed Palworld and made it even better, I would say. Added a lot of new things. So I gotta give it to Palworld for this update. The dev team is working hard, having to go through all the stuff that they're going through right now, and still pumping out incredible updates. It's impressive to see, especially in this landscape. And especially that they're free updates. This game could have 100% started making DLC at this point, and people probably, I don't know, people would probably have a problem with it, but I think that they could have gotten away with it. But the fact that Palworld is continuing to update their games for free and add massive contents, not just touch-ups, it is really awesome. So congratulations, Palworld. Your updates have been incredible. Also, shout out to the Meowmare coming to Palworld, the Terraria update. The Terraria collaboration, very cool. And now for the next one, the most underrated award. This is a game that I have played this year that I think is just so underrated. This is the hidden gem. This is the game that I would recommend to you if you've never played games like this. I think that people rate these underwhelmingly. You know, I think that these games deserve some more love, and that is exactly why I made this award. So let us see who are the nominees for most underrated award. The most underrated award. The first nominee is Sundown. Some of these games you may not even have heard of, but Sundown is a roguelike game based on the world of Sunhaven, the farming sim. Made by the same developers. They created a Devil Survivors-esque, but it's very different. I mean, I think it's pretty different. Roguelike game that I think is incredibly fun and insanely underrated. The next nominee is Fire Emblem Fates. This is a game that I picked up again this year, and I think that a lot of people don't like it for many reasons, and I think that the reasons are valid. But I think that this is a Fire Emblem game that really brought people into Fire Emblem as well as Awakening, and I don't think this game is given as much credit for keeping Fire Emblem alive as much as Awakening is. I think Fire Emblem Fates is a really fun game and was the first Fire Emblem game to do the multiple endings, 3 storyline type thing. So I think Fire Emblem Fates is very underrated. the next nominee is Dragon Ball Fusions. This game, if you like Dragon Ball games and really like what-if scenarios and stuff like that, this game can be the game for you. It is literally Dragon Ball, but you can fuse every character together. The fighting is a little bit different than other Dragon Ball games. Rather than actually fighting like fisticuffs, you're trying to hit them with specific moves to knock them out of the ring. With a team of, I believe, 5, every character in the game can be fused with each other. Some having unique fusions, some having non-unique, not really unique fusions that we've seen in the show. I say non-unique fusions, but fusions that we've seen in the show, as well as the ability to customize your own player character. And that player character can also fuse with any character in the game. So it's a very cool game. Has a lot of custom characters just for the stories to play with. Tons of Dragon Ball characters with really cool fusions. I would say if you love Dragon Ball games, if you like character fusions and ideas of like what if this person fused with this person, this game's great for you. It's got a really nice art style and it's a very fun game. Super underrated for the 3DS. And the final underrated game is Minecraft PlayStation and Vita Edition. So you might be like, well, Minecraft PlayStation and Vita Edition, isn't that just Minecraft on a PlayStation Vita or a PlayStation or PS Vita? Yes, but no. Minecraft PlayStation and Vita Edition is a unique legacy version of the console edition of Minecraft that just got the Ocean update. So if you guys have ever played the console edition of Minecraft, it can be pretty different from regular Minecraft, and this one is even more different because it's caught back in time and it doesn't update any further. I think the legacy editions of Minecraft are underrated. I think the being able to carry Minecraft around in your pocket, not Pocket Edition, but with the Vita Edition that I have, I think really is just so much fun and is one of the reasons why I still play my Vita. So I think all 4 of these games are incredibly underrated, and if you've never played them before, I would advise going to check them out. They're a lot of fun. But there can only be one winner, of course, and the winner is Fire Emblem Fates. I recently repicked this game up, trying to relive my youth, and I just love this game. I know I'm a huge weeb, I love anime, and this is a very weeby Fire Emblem game that's all about anime, and it has a lot of problems. Some of the characters are a bit much, and the story isn't necessarily as good as Awakening, but I think this game is underrated, and that is why it is the most underrated game. I love this game. I think it's incredible. The fact that there are a ton of characters that are really cool with 3 pretty unique storylines for the most part. Yeah, 3 unique storylines. I was going to say 4, but I think only 3. I think this one is really the predecessor for 3 Houses as well. Though the only thing that sucked about this game was you actually had to buy all 3 versions of the game with DLC. So it was a little bit of an expensive game, but that was also back in the day when money wasn't a crazy thing. When money wasn't a crazy thing. When things were at least affordable. So I say money wasn't a big thing. That was when I was a child. Back in the day when things just came to you. Yeah, when you were a child and your parents were buying everything for you. Yeah, that. But I think Fire Emblem Fates, underrated Fire Emblem game. I love it. Love all the characters. Well, most of the characters. And we'll move on. I actually need to take a quick aside real quick. I gotta take a break. I'm gonna write down so that editing me... I know I can put a thing, but I'm gonna just... I gotta go to the bathroom when Santa brought you the good games. I gotta go to the bathroom, but I also gotta check something because I think I forgot to add something. So I'm gonna go quickly run to the bathroom. If you guys need to stand up a stretch, grab some food, go do it right now. Get your snacks. I gotta go pee real quick, and then I gotta double check something, and then we will get back into it. I apologize. I'm back. Ugh. What does Jane do? Hey, well, you can chat now. I gotta double check something because I think I forgot a category. So we're there. Let me just look through here. And if I don't have this, I did forget it. I'm so glad my brain just hit. Um, does this work or is it gonna crash this? Please work. Oh my god, it worked. That's crazy. Okay. Um, let me go here. Oh, let me do this. Let me go into studio mode so I can look at this real quick. Because I forgot a very important thing. Okay. Forgot one of the most important awards. Okay. Let's get back into it, chat. All right, I almost forgot the most important award. And that is the Funny Bonus Star Award. It is awarded to the game that landed on the most red spaces in Mario Party this year. Let us see who will get the Random Bonus Star Award. And the nominees are Dragon Ball Superheroes World Mission. The second nominee is Pokemon Crystal Clear. The third nominee Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2. It might not even be Joker. It might be Jokal. I don't remember. I played that game once. And the fourth nominee is Mario 64 for the DS. For the Nintendo DS. Oh, sorry. I bumped the mic. And the winner is Dragon Ball Superhero World Mission. Congratulations, you won the Bonus Star of the Year award. Let us move on to our next award. All right, let's move on to the next award. It is Best Turn-Based / Strategy. So a turn-based game is a game where you take turns to do whatever you need to do, and a strategy game is usually a game that involves strategy. I wanted to lump these two together because I play a lot of turn-based games, I play a lot of strategy games, but I don't feel like I play enough to warrant separate awards for each, so I thought, why not add this to both? And sometimes strategy and turn-based games can coexist and be the same genre, so I felt that we would add both of those. So, Best Turn-Based / Strategy nominees are Pokemon Conquest, Dragon Quest V. Sorry, let's give him a little. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2008. And finally, Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD. And the winner for Best Turn-Based Game / Strategy Game of the Year is Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD Remastered, not featuring Dante, from the Devil May Cry series. I feel like this game was the most fun turn-based game I played all year. I felt that it was challenging enough to keep my attention, but also interestingly enough, challenging enough to keep my attention, but also not so infuriating that I felt like there was nothing I could do. I always felt like there was something going on that I could change and alter, and I feel like the specific mechanics in the turn-based combat in SMT3 is some of my favorite combat mechanics in any game ever, whether it's being screwed by the AI or just getting a lucky crit and getting an extra half a turn. I feel like the press turn system in Shin Megami Tensei is a really fun mechanic, and it added to it. Now, we will be moving on to our next award, which I will not be announcing. I will be passing over the mic to a special guest who will be announcing the Best Game with Fishing Award. If I may, I will announce a fishing expert. I will toss you guys over to the one and only ShmeepsWorld.
There are plenty of games on the market. However, any game is infinitely improved if it includes fishing. Because if you're going to play any game, might as well play a game that has fishing. The nominees for Best Game with Fishing are Sunhaven, No Man's Sky, Stardew Valley, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. And the winner is Stardew Valley.
Thank you, Shmeeps. That is correct. Shmeeps is correct with everything she just said, as she usually is. It was Stardew Valley is my game of the year. Best game, not game of the year, best game with fishing for this year. I love Stardew Valley's fishing mechanics. It is one of my favorite fishing mechanics in any game. And this is just a great game. It has a lot of fish you can collect. Fishing is like a core component of the game, and it is the thing I always do when I play with friends. Whenever I play with friends, that people always ask me like, "Oh, what are you gonna do?" And that's almost all the time is fishing. I like fishing in the little caves. I love fishing in this game. It's a lot of fun. I gotta say, Stardew Valley takes best game with fishing this year. A very competitive, and you will see this category again. A very competitive category to be in, and Stardew Valley pulls out ahead. Congratulations, Stardew Valley. Thank you so much for your fishing mechanics. Spoiler warning for this next one. These are the 4 games that will be nominated, but if you do not want to hear anything about this game or these games, spoiler warning for the story, for potential things that you may see in the story, please put your hand in front of the thing for now. I will try to block everything, walk away. I don't know what you do here, but I'll do the wiggle of destiny if I remember, the little wiggle of destiny if I remember, and that will tell you when we're done announcing it. So if you don't want to hear anything about these games, leave, because it will be some sort of spoiler in the sense of a character or something. So just leave if you don't want spoilers for this game, okay? For these games, okay? So the games are Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS. Those are the 4 games nominated for this award, but you will get spoiled on something if you stay. So, this award is Best Antagonist. So leave now or forever hold your peace. Best Antagonist of 2024. The nominees are Angel Guy, Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD. Ryo Aoki, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Console J, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And Bowser Jr., Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS. All 4 crazy antagonists. Also, I'd like to shout out quickly that this year was the first time I ever fully completed Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS without using any cheats. I had never completed basically any of the levels in that game without cheating and using an action replay, and this year I decided to sit down and play Super Mario Bros. For the Nintendo DS, beat the whole game. Very proud of myself. Not good at platformers. So the winner of Best Antagonist is Ryo Aoki, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I think it's very easy for me to pick Ryo Aoki. I mean, all of them are very good villains, but Ryo Aoki Yakuza Like a Dragon is a game driven by its story, and if you don't have a good antagonist in your story, then your story may not be as compelling as it could be. And I think Ryo Aoki really is a compelling villain for the game series, and a very unique one, especially when you learn about the ending of Like a Dragon. I think that he is just such an interesting character, and I wanted to make sure I didn't spoil anything, so I even didn't put his face on screen, just in case if people are watching this and weren't prepared, they won't know Ryo Aoki without context. They won't know who he is. But Ryo Aoki, I think, has to be my antagonist of the year. Yakuza Like a Dragon. That is, the characters in Yakuza Like a Dragon are some of the best we've seen this year, I think. Now, you can't have a good antagonist without a supporting protagonist. This award goes to the best main character that you can play in the game, the one that is the main character, the main person in the story, whether you can play the character and it's like a side character. This is the main person in the story. We all know what a protagonist is. It's the main character in the story. Also, Wiggle of Destiny. Okay. Everybody saw the Wiggle of Destiny. Hopefully they know that they can come back from spoilers. But best protagonist is is the next one. The nominees for Best Protagonist of the Year are Noah and Mio, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Shulk, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Ichiban Kasuga, Yakuza Like a Dragon. And Batgirl, Gotham Knights. All 5, because Noah and Mio are technically 2, but 5 very good main characters in the story. Batgirl is part of 4 main characters, but I wanted to put her in because she was my favorite from Gotham Knights. But all of these characters are very deserving of being the best protagonist of the year. But of course, there's only one award to give away. So the winner is Noah and Mio, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I think they kind of got snubbed out of a lot of awards because I didn't finish the game this year. But when it comes to protagonists, Noah and Mio are honestly some of my favorites that I've seen in fiction. Like, I enjoy their personalities, their stories, their vibes, and I love all Xenoblade, but there are certain points in Xenoblade Definitive Edition where I would look at Shulk, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I'd look at Shulk and I would go, I don't agree with what he's doing. Like, I can't get behind this. Like, if I was in his position, I wouldn't do this. You know, it's hard to get behind people sometimes. And I feel like almost always Noah and Mio, for me, I can get behind their motivations, their reasonings for doing things, and their wants and needs and their personality. I can get behind them. I can understand them. Even if I don't necessarily agree, I can always understand from their perspective what they're doing, where some other characters I can't necessarily see that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that those characters are bad. Those characters can be exceptionally good, but these 2 characters I feel like this year were a cut above the rest, and we could see them even get this award again next year. We could see a 2 year in a row. Who knows? But Noah and Mio, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I think best protagonist of the year for me personally. Another spoiler warning. So, if you guys didn't hear about the other spoiler warning before, this is going to spoil something in the game for you that could potentially be a plot relevant thing, or a character showing up, or something happening that I feel the need to warn you guys about. So, if you guys don't want to be spoiled for the 4 games that I'm about to show you, please stand up, go do something for a little bit, come back, or block off your screen as much as possible on the sides that you'll know where things are going to come up. Look at specifically me, and when you see the wiggle of destiny, it looks like this. That's me telling you it's over. We've moved on to the next thing that doesn't require a spoiler warning. It's hard to go do an award show spoilerless because obviously things like antagonists are going to end up spoiling something because sometimes there's twist villains, and that's going to spoil something for you. So I want to protect you guys as much as possible for these games because I think these games are great. I don't want you to get spoiled for them. So here are the 4 nominee games. We have Yakuza Like a Dragon, once again, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Borderlands 2, and Gotham Knights. So, if you don't want to get spoiled for one of these 4 games, please go do something else, go watch something, go stand up, stretch, get some food, and when you see the wiggle of destiny at the end, that means you guys can come back and it will be all over. So, the next category is Craziest Boss Fight. Now, in games, boss fights can really shake up the game. They can demoralize you, they can make you feel excited, they can make you feel sad if you have to fight one of your friends as a boss fight. Boss fights are crazy, and I picked craziest, not best, as my depiction because sometimes bosses can be incredibly fucking frustrating. And so I wanted to be able to also put those bosses into the list so that they have a chance as well. Because sometimes I can hate a boss, but I still want to be able to reward them for pissing me off so much. But I can't bring myself to call them the best. So this is Craziest Boss Fight of 2024. And the nominees are Majima and Saejima, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Lorithia Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Warden, or W4R D3N, Borderlands 2. And Talia al Ghul, Gotham Knights. Some pretty cool and frustrating bots. If you guys are wondering why Warden is on here from Borderlands 2, fun fact, I'm pretty sure this is the first time, this year was the first time I have ever beaten that boss. That boss was the reason why I didn't continue Borderlands 2. I got so frustrated when I was a kid when Borderlands 2 came out. I was so frustrated at that boss, I dropped it and never played it again. The only time I played it was with friends. So, that boss fucked me up forever, and I finally beat it this year. Because I decided to play Borderlands 2 again. But I was very, very excited for it. But all these four are challenging, interesting, and some of them are fucking annoying. The winner of Craziest Boss Fight of the Year is Lorithia Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This category was made for Lorithia. The reason it is called Craziest Boss Fight of 2024 is for Lorithia. I hate Lorithia so fucking much. I hate her so much. I hate her so much. She sucks, and I hate her. And she smells, and she's not fun or cool, and I hate her. Lorithia is one of the reasons I almost gave up on Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I almost never picked it up. I went on like a 5-month hiatus from this game because of Lorithia. I hated her so much. So that is why Lorithia is winning Craziest Boss Fight of the Year. The next award is gonna... Wiggle of Destiny. Alright, hopefully they got the Wiggle of Destiny in and saw it. Nostalgia Award. Now, this is probably one of my favorite awards because I love nostalgia. I am a nostalgia junkie. If nostalgia was a drug, I would be addicted to it. I love nostalgia. Nostalgia is great. And I love playing, like, the best part about games is, like, picking up new games and playing them for the first time. But sometimes what's even better is picking up a game that you remember being fun and just playing it again and just realizing, oh my god, I was right. It's still fun. So this game, and sometimes it's picking up a game that isn't fun and still remembering the good times because it's nostalgia. So the nominees for nostalgia, the Nostalgia Award, are Pokemon Pearl. Sorry for the mic popping with Pokemon Pearl, double P. Second, Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships 2008. Minecraft PlayStation and Vita Edition. And finally, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I gotta say, all these games gave me a ton of nostalgia. I love them all, but of course, only one can win. And the winner for this award is Pokemon Pearl version. Pokemon Pearl is the first Pokemon game I ever played, and I recently picked it up. It won the Nostalgia Award for one very good reason. All of these games are great, and I've actually played a lot of each of these games, but Pokemon Pearl, I have recently come back in and started playing it again because I want to make a YouTube video for it. It will hopefully come out within next year or maybe the year after that. I am doing something called a Professor Oak's Challenge. And if you guys don't know what that is, basically you have to play through the game of Pokemon, of any Pokemon game, but you have to try to complete the Pokedex as much as possible before continuing. So, before I can get the first badge, I have to catch all of the Pokemon in every route that's available, and then level them up to the point where they can evolve max, to max point they can evolve, before taking on the first gym. And then before the second gym, catch all the Pokemon, level them up until they evolve all the way through. And it's a very grindy experience, but it's a lot of fun. I was inspired by AbSoulBlog's Pokemon. They did an Emerald one, and I think they did one recently, but I can't remember what they did. And then you kind of document it as well and talk about your experiences. And I wanted to do it with Pokemon Pearl, which, for those of you who don't know anything about Pokemon Pearl, the game can move very slowly, so it's going to take a while. I actually haven't beaten the first gym yet, but I'm actually getting quite close, and it's been a lot of fun. It's really just something to do and blog your experience, talk about your experience with it, and so hopefully I will get this video out at some point, but I've been playing a lot of this game, and it's bringing me a lot of nostalgia. So that is why it's going to win the Nostalgia Award. Now it is time for the best fighting game of the year. Fighting games are really fun because they can have a variety of different mechanics and a variety of different stuff, whether it's a platform fighter, a side-by-side fighter, a 3D arena fighter. It can have all sorts of different things through different eras. Fighting games, I love fighting games. I love fighting games so much. I suck at fighting games, but I love them. I love watching the pretty lights and the cool characters. Big fan of fighting games. I don't think it's on here because I'm pretty sure I forgot to do it. But I will say honorable mention for best fighting game of the year, Street Fighter 6. Incredible game, incredible story mode, fun character customization, incredible game. Honorable mention because I didn't play it this year. But what are not honorable mentions are our 4 nominees. Our 4 nominees for best fighting game are WWE 2K23, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and finally, Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And the best fighting game of 2024 I have to give to is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I feel like this one was probably not surprising to people if they know me and have watched the streams. I love Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. It has a ton of flaws. I also didn't play the update yet, so that's why it wasn't in best update. It has a ton of flaws, but it is such a good game for everything that it is. So much love has been put into the game, from the little details to the animations to the music to everything. I love this game so much, so I had to give it best fighting game of the year. It is one of my favorite games of the year, definitely somewhere in my top 5 best games of the year. So Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I love this game so much. It is the only game I feel like I have ever felt it worth its price immediately. The only game I've ever purchased and went, this is worth every single cent I paid for. I paid for early access and all the DLCs, and I feel like it was worth it, and I haven't even played that much of it, to be honest. So, I love Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Amazing game. Love it. Definitely deserves it. Thank you to all the developers for making this game beautiful. Now, this is something that's very important to me when it comes to gaming, is character customization. I think that customizing your character is honestly one of the most contributing factors to me picking up a game. If I look at a game and I see it and I go, oh, that game's kind of interesting. If I can customize my character, either make my character its own thing entirely, or just add custom things like different outfits, different designs, etc., it infinitely makes the game more appealing to me because I love self-insert. So we're going to look at the best character customization games with the best character customizers. The 4 nominees are WWE 2K23, Code Vein, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Fire Pro Wrestling World. Four games with some insane customization. I know some of you may not be familiar with Fire Pro Wrestling World, but it is an incredible wrestling game with very cool customization, 2D sort of 3D environment. Very, very fun game. I would go check it out if you guys like wrestling. But who will win? The winner of the best character customization is Code Vein. I'm happy to get Code Vein into one of these things. We still haven't completed Code Vein, but when it comes to character customization, Code Vein might be one of the best games ever for character customization. The amount that you can do for it, do with it is incredible, as well as just the amount of things you can add and how beautiful your character looks. The character customization in Code Vein is probably one of its greatest selling points. So I have to give it to Code Vein for best character customization. Now, we've had best character, best antagonist, best protagonist, best character, but now we're talking about best cast. This is overall all the characters in the game that make it the best. Whether it's the best cast for characters you can play as, best cast for characters that are just story relevant. Best cast is the cast of characters that you see in the game, that you interact with, that make the game special. The best cast for my 2024 are Dragon Quest V, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Pokemon Scarlet, and Persona 4 Golden. And the winner for best cast is Pokemon Scarlet. I love Pokemon Scarlet. I didn't get to play as much of it this year as I did last year, but I love Pokemon Scarlet. I genuinely really think these are great games. I know they've got a shit ton of problems, but I think the cast of characters from the main story and the DLC make it, and we're mainly focusing on the DLC for this year because that's what we would have played. I think they all are just amazing. I love every single character in that game. They just bring a lot of personality to the story and everything that it was my favorite part about Scarlet and Violet was the story and the characters. So I had to give best cast to this game. A lot of the big casts for everyone in all the games are, really good, but I think Scarlet and Violet, the cast was really one of the best parts of the game. So I had to give it to that. Next up is another very, very important thing, category for us is best characters we made. So I talked about this a little bit before this, but I wanted to make a distinction between the characters, or I think I talked about this, the distinction with the character. The best character award was not a protagonist, Best protagonist is a character that you can play as. So I wanted to add best characters we've made. So this is a character that is directly influenced by me or the chat or someone, a character that we think is funny, cool, or interesting because we directly involved ourselves in it. And I think you'll understand more when we see the nominees. The nominees for the best character we made are Chime/Kaima, Pokemon Scarlet, the Teal Mask, Angel Guy, Shin Megami Tensei 3, Lilith, Palworld, and finally, MintyClovers WWE 2K23. And the winner for best character we made is MintyClovers WWE 2K23. I feel like this was a pretty obvious one. A little, but I'm gonna break the fourth wall here because I haven't been talking to chat. But someone in chat just said biased much. This is my award show. They're all biased. I made up the categories. But yes, I'm very biased for MintyClovers. I love MintyClovers. I think she's great. She's my favorite character that we've made this year. And she's gonna be my favorite character we made every year. Every year, MintyClovers. Okay, let's move on to the next. the next category. Best combat mechanics. So this is the best combat feeling game, the most fun combat game this year, best combat mechanics. Our nominees are Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD, Pokemon Conquest, and Bakugan Battle Brawlers for the Nintendo DS. Okay. All very strong contenders. I gotta say, though, we've talked a lot about Xenoblade, we've talked a lot about Shin Megami Tensei, but Pokemon Conquest, if you don't know what Pokemon Conquest is, it is basically Fire Emblem mixed with Pokemon, and it's really freaking good. Has so much content. It's for the Nintendo DS. Amazing game. If you've never played it before, go find it. Some way, somehow, go play it. Incredible freaking game. It's like Pokemon done in, like, ancient Japan style, where you have to take over different areas. Such a fun game. Underrated as hell. Go check it out. Bakugan Battle Brawlers as well. Super fun for the Nintendo DS. We played the PlayStation 2 version on stream, and I got the Nintendo DS version this year. So much fun. The mechanics for combat are really unique and fun, so I had to put both of those on there just to talk about it. But the winner for best combat mechanics is Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD Remastered. I can't remember. I think it was turn-based strategy. I literally said that Shin Megami Tensei 3 is like some of my best combat mechanics in turn-based gaming. So I feel like I might have forecasted this win a little bit, but I love Shin Megami Tensei 3. I think the press turn system in SMT games are incredible. I think SMT 3 is an exceptional game, especially when it comes to combat. So it's a no-brainer for me that it would win above all these other titans of amazing games. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has an amazing combat system and it is probably my favorite of all three of the games so far that I've played, but I still think SMT3 for me wins it. Now, here is the big one. We have finally made it all the way to the end. This arguably is the most important one. This is our second to last award. This is arguably the most important award for some people. I believe it's our second to last. If it's not, I apologize. But this is arguably the most important award to some people. It is this year's best game. It is stated that way, so there is no confusion. This is the best game that has come out in 2024. In this year, best game was released this year. And the nominees are Palworld, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Marvel Rivals, and TCG Card Shop Simulator. The winner, and what I think is the best game that came out this year, the game that I've had the most fun playing, that I've enjoyed the most this year, that has come out this year, is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. It was a close and tough one with Palworld, but I think Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, it is hit every single thing that I've ever wanted in a Dragon Ball game. So I had to give it to Sparking Zero. I love Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, man. I love the game so much, and I hope you guys do too, because I'm uploading the stream VODs to YouTube. But before we end off, which I hope is the last awards thing, before we end up on the last awards thing, I'm going to give you another special sneak peek preview thing that is made by some friends. So let's check that out. Stream premiere. And now it is time for the final award of the night. If the last one wasn't the most important one, this is definitely the most important one. It is Game of the Year. And to clarify again to anybody that may not be familiar on what we're doing here, this is the best game that I played this year. It does not have to have come out this year to be eligible for this award. It is just a game I have to have played this year. I could have played this game 1,000 times and it still win Game of the Year. So this is the Game of the Year, the final award for the show. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me for so long. What are the 4 nominees for Game of the Year? The first nominee is Crab Champions. Our second nominee for Game of the Year is Shin Megami Tensei 3 HD. The third nominee for Game of the Year is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And the fourth and final nominee of the stream and of the year is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. All 4 incredible games that deserve to be called Game of the Year for me. But of course, like everything that came before it, there can only be one Game of the Year. This is my favorite personal Game of the Year that I played. The Game of the Year for 2024, UnchainedAwesome's first annual Game Awards is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I think, is a fantastic game. Not my favorite of the Xenoblade Chronicles franchise, but definitely up there. It has been such a fun game, and I haven't even finished it. I have not finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3 yet. I think it is a beautiful game from its music, to its settings, to its characters, to its combat, to its story, to everything in the game. I think it is a beautiful combination of Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2, and I'm excited to continue playing this game and to see the ending of this game. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 definitely deserves Game of the Year for me. I would like to thank you all for watching the Game Awards stream, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you guys. I will see you guys next year, hopefully. If you guys enjoyed, please tell me what you enjoyed about it. If you guys have criticisms, please tell me. I would love to hear all of it. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this, and I'll see you guys next year. I'm Masu Pro Wrestlington. I'm UnchainedAwesome, and I'll see you guys next year. Okay, we don't have to end immediately, but I just wanted to do that for the YouTube video. But that was the Game Awards. I don't know how you guys felt about it. I would like to... We'll switch over to here. How about this? And then also, Burning Lava did this like 2 hours ago. We'll do that. And you know what? Can I refund this from here? No. I'm gonna refund it as well, just as like compensation for spending hours waiting for it. Is Unchained Masu Pro Wrestlington? No, of course. I was just saying that for him because he was on the stream. Don't question it. Just because I didn't say I'm ShmeepsWorld also. Oh yeah, if I wanna return that back to him, I have to return back everything from or I have to go through all of these. Actually, you know what? I don't have to go that far. And I might have redeemed I gave someone else a redeem back by accident, but I'm gonna complete all of these as well. So you guys I've actually eaten your things. I'm kind of curious of what your opinion is on the whole Infinite Fusion AI situation since it came up. I actually wanted to remove Infinite Fusion from all of the awards because of the controversy. It was actually the 4th one for the Viewers' Choice Awards, but I removed it. I hope you guys are okay with that. I removed it and replaced it with Like a Dragon, which would have came next because of the controversies. I didn't realize it was also in another award. I looked through and double checked, but apparently I didn't double check enough because there was some spelling mistakes and different things in there that I fucked up. So I should have done it 5 times instead of 4. But Pokemon Infinite Fusion situation is really annoying. I think the main thing isn't that AI is being used as much as it is annoying. But for anybody that doesn't know what's going on, Pokemon Infinite Fusion, they announced basically that they're going to be implementing a feature where they use AI to make and write the dex entries for all the fusions, because there's a billion fusions in the game. And so usually before it was just taking the first half of a dex entry and the second half of the dex entry and slapping it together and putting it through. But now they're using actual AI to generate it, and people weren't very happy with it. I think that it was I think it's a thing that like they should have asked people about. I think it's really stupid to make that kind of decision and not ask your community about it, especially with how community driven Pokemon Infinite Fusion is. I think it's a really dumb decision. Because I think that people would not have had that reaction to it. I think that the dex entries being combinations of 2 things are fine, but I also think that there's a lot of people that were writing, I don't know if they ever implemented them, but I know there's a lot of people that were writing dex entries just like how people were making fusions for the game, like art for the game. I think that there's a lot of people writing dex entries for the game, so I felt like that was sort of a slide at them, because there's people that put hours into writing these dex entries, and then now it's like, oh, we're just going to replace you with AI because, you know, we don't care about it. Like, we want it to be done kind of thing. It's like, well, then what's stopping them from, oh, we're just going to use AI to generate the art now, and then now you're like, well, your community is like a bunch of artists, you know? So I think that it's a really dumb decision. And then my only other thing that I feel like people are not shining a light on it, that was the reason why I wanted to remove it from everything, is that I feel like they've disrespected some artists over the years. And there has been cases of artists being like, we don't want to work with you anymore. Please remove our art from your game. We don't want to be associated with you anymore. And they just haven't done that. And I understand that it's a lot of work to remove all that art from the game, but I think that it's a lot of work to make the art for the game. So if those people are saying, hey, I actually don't want to use your art anymore, or I don't want you to use our art anymore, I think they should figure that out. Like, as much as it's hard work, if they feel, you know, disrespected or slighted, I think they're valid for having those opinions, and the fact that you don't take that seriously is a bit disappointing. So that is my opinion on it. I think that it's just a stupid decision. Like, I think it's just dumb. Like, it was just a stupid decision. The amount of votes they do for things, like voting on what next Pokemon to come in, that it was so easy for them to just go, hey guys, we were thinking about potentially using AI to make dex entries. Would you be okay with that? And if it was a resounding yes, then people would be fine with it. If it's a resounding no, then people would be no, and we wouldn't have this problem. It's the fact that he just dumped it onto everybody and was like, this is what we're doing, almost as if to like try to shove it in your faces so quickly that you wouldn't be able to even like think about it. I don't know what he was expecting the response to be, but I think it was a very dumb decision, and I think that he's actually probably made a lot of worse decision, or this decision has made it worse for people, because now there's artists that are like, well, I don't want anything to do with AI at all, like anything at all to do with AI. So now we want to remove our art from the game, and so now he's probably got to do like even more art from the game. I just think it's such a dumb decision. It's just so stupid, and I didn't want to. I wanted this show really to be a celebration of games and to talk about my favorite games, so I wanted to remove it, and I completely forgot, and that's a bad thing on my part. I apologize for bringing it up, but I just don't think that I don't think it's okay. I don't think the situation was okay, and I think they did it really. They handled it very, very poorly. How's it going, Burning Lava? Also, you did miss Game of the Year, Shmeeps. I apologize. The dex entries were fine before. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Honestly, I don't get why they added it. My best guess is that Frogman, the developer, wanted to work with AI. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I've seen a lot of like things thrown around being like, you know, he wanted to work with NFTs and AI and stuff. Like, I don't know all of that, but maybe that's the case, is he wants to work with AI. I'm gonna go quickly fill up my water bottle, and I'll come back and catch up on chat, because my throat is parched. Fuck. Okay. Okay, let me see. The custom entries are in the game and would also be prioritized over others. Yeah, I did hear about that. I read through his thing, but even still, which it is good, but even still. To be fair, I knew this feature was coming, but I guess it was less known because there was no official announcements. Interesting. I think it definitely should have been brought up in a announcement or a poll before ever going live. Going good, watching the new season of Squid Game. Awesome. Hope it's good. But yeah, that was the Game Awards. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I didn't overhype it because I know I talked about it a lot. But let me know what you guys liked about it, what you guys didn't like about it, because I want to know. I would love to do this again. An idea that I would like to maybe do is for like the final award, the game of the year. I would like to maybe do like a video package of the 4 games instead of just announcing them like every other game, because like how in the Game Awards they'll do like a symphony thing. Maybe you want more guest speakers. I would like to do more guest speakers. The only thing that the only problem with it is that I kind of like I chose the winners like a week ago, basically. I finalized the winners like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And so to get everybody, like if I say I had like even like Shmeeps literally recorded I think yesterday. Did you not? Like Shmeeps recorded hers yesterday, which is my fault because I didn't sit down and do it with her. But the problem with that is I'd have to get a bunch of people. I don't want to do it live because I don't want to, like, maybe doing it live would be fine because I would just be goose chasing people into a Discord, and if they don't show up, I just announce the award anyways. But we recorded Shmeeps' segment separately, and I think just getting a lot of people would be a big issue unless I know I would definitely have some confirmed people that would do it, and maybe if I organize it a little bit better next year, I can get it done. Like maybe if I finalize the winners halfway through December or like at the beginning of December, maybe it's just a little bit difficult for the time period, or unless we did it like the Game Awards at the beginning of the next year and talked about the games from 2020, like say 2025, we do it in January of 2026 and talk about the games in 2025. I would like to do more guest speakers, even like maybe get a new guest speaker every year or something, like try to get someone new to do it, because I know Shmeeps was the one that offered best game with fishing as a category. So I felt like it was only fair to let her, announce it, and I hope it was good. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So like, cause I would get Flair, I'd get T, I'd get anybody that wanted to announce. Like maybe we get we get Potato to record best roguelike of the year for next year or something. He would know, and you can even have a live reaction to the winner being like, "Oh fuck you, that's terrible. Like that's a terrible one. Why would you pick that?" Something I want to ask you guys though. This is an opinion I'd like to hear. Is so the idea of this for me and is to do it where it's like any game I played, right? But say I don't play any more roguelikes next year and I only play Crab Champions, Gunfire, Hollow Cure, and Pokerogue, right? Like maybe I don't play any roguelikes, new roguelikes. Are you guys okay or would be interested if the award is like almost or the exact same nominees, maybe different winners, maybe not the same, or would, if it's like too similar to the one of last year, would you want it removed? Like would you want it removed for that year? We can always obviously bring it back next year, and if for some reason I don't play more than 4 roguelikes, then it's a no. But I want to know your opinion. I played more than 4 roguelikes this year, but I just want to know for some of the ones with like best sports game is probably not going to come back because I played Mario Tennis Aces to get 4 sports games. Like I played Mario Tennis Aces this year once so I could have 4 sports games. So are you guys okay? Are you guys okay with certain ones? Same games in all spots, like if that's how it works out. If I obviously don't play 4, it probably won't come back, but I might even play a game just to get it there. But I just want to know your guys' opinion. If it's just a repeat, then it must be good and award worthy. That is kind of my opinion. My friend who does this, he doesn't do that. He likes to do no repeats, but I kind of like repeats because like say you play Minecraft every year and like Minecraft is just a banger every year. It's like would you not want to see like each year it's like Minecraft's going to be in best game of the year, right? Would you not want to see like did a game dethrone it this year? Like would you not be excited? to see like if it is it gonna get a 5 in a row year, or is it gonna be like, oh, Tetris beat Minecraft this year, you know, like I don't know if that's exciting or not, but I think it's exciting to be like, oh, like Monster Hunter Rise won best multiplayer 2 times in a row. That's crazy. And literally the fact that the Game Awards don't do this is irritating. I mean, the Game Awards like to focus on the new games, and I can appreciate that. This one obviously doesn't focus on the new games, it focuses on all the games I play. So, you know, there's both sides do it differently, but if you guys like that, then I'll keep doing that. And then the only other thing is, how did you guys feel about the variety of games? Did you feel like there was too many repeats? Did you feel like the repeats were okay? Did you feel like some games won too many awards? How did you guys feel about that? Because I know Yakuza pops up a lot, Monster Hunter Rise popped up a lot. I tried my best to limit them as much as possible. I tried to limit them to 5, appearing 5 times and winning 3 times was the max, was what I was trying to do, but I didn't count the ones that involved characters or the game of the year, because I didn't want the game of the year to be like, oh, you know, Sparking Zero won 3 games already, so we know it's not winning game of the year if it's nominated for it. I wanted it to be like, that is a special one that will be an exception. Had more variety than the actual Game Awards. Well, that's what I was trying to do, because that was the main issue that me and my friends said we had with the Game Awards, was that a lot of the times we didn't even know the games, and so we wanted to, you know, celebrate the games that we played. And then also we felt like a lot of the Game Awards was kind of like, for lack of a better term, excuse my French, like a dick sucking contest, where like that game wins like 15 awards and it just doesn't feel like anything, you know? It doesn't feel as cool. It's like, oh, this game won at 50 awards. Cool. It's just like the one developer. It's like all these other people did amazing, you know? I feel like more fun. The spread was perfect. I learned about new games and saw some ones I forgot about and some that I didn't even know was an option. Mario Wonder took me off guard. I played that once at a friend's house. I played that once at a friend's house, and that was definitely in a slot where I had too many repeats. I went through each of them. I said, these are my 4 picks for every single one, went through and picked the winners of the 4, and then I went and I looked through how many times did this one get nominated, how many times did that one get nominated, how many times did this one win, how many times did that one win, and if it was over 5 times, I would try to find a game to replace it. If it won over 3 times, I'd look at all the categories it won and would look at the other 4 and go, who could be equal or better? If there wasn't, I would go to the next one and like look who is equal or better and try to switch them, and then, you know, even replace them. So Mario Wonder was definitely put into one of those as a replacement for one that was probably showing up too many times, but I also felt like Mario Wonder is a beautiful game, so I had to give it to level design. Because I would look through and I was like, yeah, all these are really good, but Mario Wonder has a really cool level design and had a lot of really beautiful art, so I wanted to put it in there. Mario Wonder is a game that I would like to play, especially after finally beating the Nintendo DS Super Mario Brothers. So that's kind of how it is, how setting it up is. And if you guys have enjoyed it, it's good. I think maybe next year, I don't know how I want to do it. I kind of like the PowerPoint style, but maybe next year I'll add like music or something extra. I don't know. I didn't know if it was too quiet a lot. I know if I add too much music, I might get distracted. And I also didn't want it to go too short. It looked like it went like 2 hours roughly. So I didn't want it to go too short. So maybe this was too long. I don't know. Is this too much of a length? Is it too little? Like what is your perfect... Did I spend too much time talking about games, or like was there too many categories? Like I want to know your guys' feeling on the pacing, because I didn't want it at the beginning. I felt like I was going way too fast, and then at the end I'm like, I feel like we're at a good pace, but I feel like this was long. So if you guys liked the pacing, then that's perfect, because I kept being like, oh, I don't want to remove this. I was gonna do like, I think 20 or 30 awards. I don't know how many awards we actually did, because we have 79 slides, so I don't remember how many actual awards we did, but it was quite a bit. and I just like I can't take this one off. This one's too good, and like I can't do this one. So some years may vary depending on how many games I play. But if you guys like it, then I'm gonna keep it like that. And then also, I do want to say that a cool thing about this year is I played 110 different games this year, which was kind of cool. Whether it was playing it literally for once, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Defiance for DS, or playing it a billion times like Minecraft and Marvel Rivals, I played 110 games this year. What's up, Jeremy? Good morning. I know a common complaint about the Game Awards was the ads, but then without the ads, the award is probably around an hour-ish. That's fair. Also, something I would like is more stream premiere stuff. I reached out to a handful of people saying like, hey, I'm kind of doing this thing that's like kind of an advertisement, like slot, but not an advertisement. So if you guys would, if you want to make a video, like I was even like, I'll do an ad read. Like if you have like an image you want to put on the screen, I'll read out an ad read for you. I just wanted to give streamers and my friends opportunities to like share their cool stuff. And I only asked for it to be at least less than 3 minutes because I feel like 3 minutes is probably really long, but I wanted to make sure they had like enough time to really fill out whatever they needed to get out. And I had a lot of people say they wanted to do it and they were happy to, but I think the time frame just didn't work out. So I'll try to reach out to people a little bit sooner. Because I reached out to them like technically like 2 months ago. Like somewhere in November I reached out to people, so I think it might have just not been enough time for everybody and everybody's got different stuff. So maybe if I hit them up even in like September or August and say this is what I'm doing in December, if you have something coming up after December, or if you just want to advertise stuff, please do. And my thing is I'm just not going to chase people. So if you tell me you want to do it, and you forget or you just can't or whatever, I'm not going to chase you. That's just my thing, and that's not calling out anyone. That's just how I feel. So my thing with that is I would like to get more people to do it, and I was really happy that people got to do it. And the third one that I did at the end, I made that one. I actually showed off the fire animation on stream a while ago. I had that idea forever, and I asked Minty her permission, and she said yes. So we did that. It was really funny though, because Minty, the conversation kind of went like this, that Minty was like, I'm thinking of coming back streaming, but I don't really know when I want to. So she's like, I was thinking maybe like at this time frame, right? I don't want to say anything just so you guys don't get excited or spoiled. But she's like, I want to come back at this time frame, right? And I was like, oh, wouldn't it be kind of cool to make like a trailer saying like Minty returns at this? And then she was like, yeah, that does sound cool. And she's like, but I don't really know, because if I decide not to come back to streaming ever, then I don't want people to be like, well, you said like, or if I don't decide to do it at this time, I don't want people mad at me. So she's like, so I don't know. And I'm like, what if I just say Minty returns, and then if you decide to never do streaming again, it'll just be something like, oh, MintyClovers is going to return to my stream, my little OC MintyClovers, so it works out either way. So that premiere thing may lead to something, or it may never lead to anything, but it was a funny thing that I wanted to add. And I really enjoyed everybody's things. I should have plugged ShmeepsWorld's channel. Shmeeps has a YouTube channel called Shmeeps and Friends. I think it's Shmeeps and Friends. I might be a fake fan. Shmeeps and Friends, yes. Let me get you guys a link. Go check out Shmeeps's channel. I should have said like go check out Shmeeps's channel after the fishing stuff, just to say like, go check out that. But I believe Shmeeps actually made TeaTheShiba's little intro video, which was really cool. So I think that was really fun. I liked that one a lot. I liked Flair's a lot. Flair and I talked about his a lot. Like I wasn't in the boardroom for figuring out what he was gonna do, but we talked about his idea for his video, and Flair was the only person that responded to my thing that I gave permission to go up to 5 minutes, because I was like, I don't know how long he wants to spend on this, so because he was like, I want to do this, but I don't know how long it's gonna be, and I was like, well, 3 minutes is like the max I really want to do, but if it's gonna be over 3 minutes, like you have five at least, because that should give you enough time, and if it's over five, then you gotta find something cut down. But it wasn't even 3 minutes. It was just under two, I think. But I appreciate you guys all hanging out with me. The commercial bits were hilarious. Yeah, I like them a lot. I would love to get more people to do them. I might even make more for myself next year. I kind of did all of mine. This Christmas has been really, really busy for me, so I might do mine next year a little bit sooner, maybe think of ideas. But I was thinking I could do like an MPW one, like talk about like an upcoming MPW show, or just talk about MPW in general, or like a YouTube thing that I'm planning. Like I didn't even really think about advertising my own things. I was mainly thinking about advertising my friends' stuff, because I know like Zarataro, friend of the channel, does like makes TikTok videos for people, like edits YouTube shorts and stuff. I don't know if they still do it, but they did commissions for that. I know Usino is always doing commissions. So I reached out to like all those people and we're like, hey, like I know Memsy's on vacation right now, so it kind of just didn't work out. And she's been looking for someone to do like a little intro video for her for some other stuff, and like trying to get art for it and things. So she's been like working on that. So that's the so that timing didn't really work out for her, but I offered it to her as well. I shouldn't be like shouting at everybody I offered it to, but I have no ill will towards it. I don't want people to be like, why did you said yes, but like I'm not trying to like call anyone out. I want to advertise these people, so I'm gonna advertise them. But I had a lot of fun with those, and I would love to do more of those. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed this, because this has probably been the most excited I've been for a stream in forever. Like, I genuinely felt nervous getting ready for stream. Let's go look for someone to raid. I do see someone that I want to raid, but I want to give everybody a chance just in case I look through and I see someone that I've never raided before. But if you guys would stick around for a raid, I would sincerely appreciate it, because, it makes someone's day when you raid. Even if you just stop by for like a second, it really does, like, them seeing everybody come in and say hi, just, drop a follow if you're interested. It does make people very, very happy. It makes their day. So thank you all for hanging out with me. And thank you all for supporting this crazy idea, because it's kind of a weird idea. I would absolutely adore doing this again. This will not be the last stream of the year, but it's definitely one of the last streams of the year. Tomorrow is Saturday, so I will try to stream on Saturday if I can. I have a birthday party I have to go to for my cousin, but after that, if I'm feeling up to it, I will. I don't really know what I want to stream right now. I just bought Shin Megami Tensei 5 and Persona 5 Royal, so that might be our whole year next year. And I do want to play Soul Hackers 2. SMT5, just because we have it, doesn't mean we're going to play it immediately, because I know Flair is working on this mod for me that I'm really excited for, and I want to give him all the time in the world. Like, I don't want him to be pressured to work on it when he doesn't want to work on it, so I will literally play every game in my library until he's ready. He has no pressure to finish it, even this year, next year, any year. Like, he can take his time, work on it, make it whatever he wants. And even if he gives up and says, I don't want to work on it anymore, I don't care. I want him to be happy. I want him to be, healthy. He's got his own life. He's got kids, a wife, beautiful family, and work to deal with. So SMT5 may not come out immediately, but we got Persona, Soul Hackers, Neo 2, Code Vein, tons of games. You want me to play Slay the Spire so bad? I want to play Slay the Spire so bad, but every time I see it, I gotta check if it's on sale, because every time I see it, it's just not the price I want it to be. Did the raid cancel, or did the raid get sent out? Did I raid out? I did raid out. Bye, guys.